Hi, everybody. Welcome to FNS Wrestling Podcast, episode 300. Wow, 300 episodes in.
Oh,
Big. We always forget and never do anything. But we've done 300 episodes. We're back to talk about another week of professional wrestling. We'll run down last week's pay-per-view of AEW Dynasty. We'll talk about the Dynamite that followed. We'll talk about some NXT. We will do some trivia. We'll do some news. There's timestamps, so whatever you would like to find. One thing you will notice that is missing, because we don't really care, is there is no Wrestlemania preview or predictions, which is crazy. The biggest wrestling company in the world with the biggest show.
Yeah. I'm going to be 100% honest. I've kind of forgot it was Mania weekend till like yesterday, maybe.
Well, we just were getting ready to record, and I was like, oh, is that this weekend?
Well, there were two things that only made me remember. One of them I'll kind of talk about news, and then the other was like that the Memorial Battle Royal was on yesterday.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, Hobbs won it, so there's
it was push. Hobbs, yeah, I heard that.
Just big push. But like, I completely forgot. I couldn't care less.
Interest level for us is at an all-time low. I don't even know if I'll watch it. I might cherry pick it.
I'm not gonna watch it.
I may cherry pick it after the fact. We'll see.
I think it'd already be a tough sell to watch it because I have an exam tomorrow morning. But like, even if I didn't, I would probably forget to watch it.
Yeah, there's nothing really compelling on there, right? So
even the things that look like decent, I'm just like, yeah, but like, can't be that good.
No, it won't be that good. And if I hear from trusted sources that things are amazing, then I'll check it out. But
I don't know what they could do to make me watch it.
I mean, there's some performers I like, so if their stuff's decent, maybe I'll support.
There's also like a lot of surprising omissions. Like neither.
I heard Mello's pissed.
Mello's off. Julia got hosed, even though she's like the women's U.S. champion.
I mean, she is very forgettable at this point, which is too bad.
Neither tag titles are being defended. I mean,
obvious. I didn't expect that to happen.
All in theory, you're on the card, but like not defending the belts.
And hey, there's better stuff to do today because at 1 p.m. the Raptors start their playoff run for 2026.
That is better.
You notice I've got Raptors hoodie on today. You'll notice when I do drink my coffee, it's a Raptors mug, so we're getting ready, you know?
I don't even watch sports, and that's more interesting to me.
The Blue Jays are drastically underachieving right now. The Leafs didn't even make the playoffs, so the Raptors are it for Toronto fans right now. So go Raptors. Get on board, everybody.
Naturally.
Yesterday was beautiful here. How about there?
It was, yeah. It was so nice that a couple people were swimming in like the river. I almost did, but it was like way too cold.
We've been just
back out of it, but like
rain.
We ended up getting Taco Bell and just like picnicking.
Nice. Yeah, it was like 20-something degrees yesterday.
And it's supposed to rain, I think, this weekend.
It's raining, pouring rain today already here.
I know it's supposed to rain, but then, I don't know. At first, I thought next week was going to be bad. I think next week, it looks nice today. And then it's going to rain around like, okay, it's going to rain later.
I got my first round of disc golf in yesterday,
we drove by. I saw people disc golfing here, actually.
It was super wet and muddy, but I happened to have just picked up waterproof shoes.
It's nice towards the middle of next week, so I want to go downtown before I leave. But
yeah, downtown Peterborough.
Yeah. Not Toronto.
Oh, yeah. We'll do that in the summer, I'm sure.
Well, Mom wanted me to book off a day already, I think, which I did.
Okay, good. Because I haven't heard anything about your new job, if there is a new job coming. We'll see. So will you tilt your camera down a bit? Otherwise, the lower third's going to block your beautiful face. You know what I'm saying? Anything else you want to discuss? We got a lot to get to. So
I think not.
The bantering's getting shorter. So we'll get right into it. We'll tackle our first topic every week, and that's taking a look at some of the week's wrestling news and rumors. All right, my first news story is that it looks like Turnabout is fair play. Did you see what AEW is doing with Forbidden Door?
I don't think so.
So they have scheduled it to take place the same night as TNA Slammiversary, which is like their big show, right? So
AEW is going up against the number 2.
That's right. We'll find out who's number 2 based off the ratings for this pay-per-view, I guess, right? June 28th. And the reports are that both AEW and TNA were completely caught off guard by AEW's announcement.
AEW was caught off guard by it?
Or sorry, TNA and WWE were caught off guard. Do you think that
and they're just like, what?
Do you think it was intentional, or like AEW just did it and didn't even care or look?
Honestly, given that it's TNA, I lean towards the latter.
I honestly think there's a chance that they just picked a date.
Who could possibly care?
Right.
It's TNA.
Like, are you actively, quote unquote, counter programming TNA? I don't think so. So it might just be coordination.
can't imagine anyone could possibly care that much about TNA. It's not. I don't think it's possible.
But hey, EC3's back. Apparently, the crowd went mild for that one as
I
well.
I wouldn't even go mild.
Yeah, but that's my first
Mild
story.
is the most I would go. Actually, I'll save my major one for after. I'm gonna keep going with TNA. Did you see the pay-per-view they're bringing back?
No,
Okay, it's a classic, I'd say. T think about one of, like, their dumber ones.
Lethal Lockdown.
Yeah, it's Lockdown.
Yeah, or whatever it is. Yeah, where
Yeah,
every match is in a cage.
cage match every match, baby, let's
Yeah.
go. I can't wait to cage match the cage matches from that.
It's one of those, like, if every match is a cage match, is any match a cage match, you know?
Yes, but
You know what I mean?
no.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, people already complain about WWE diluting Hell in a Cell by doing the pay-per-view once a year, but even then, that's, like, at most, they'll do 3 Hell in a Cells, I think, in a night, right?
Yeah.
Like, before that, even, like, TNA are doing a cage match, everyone they'd do, like, what was it, blindfold cage match, electrified cage match. Dude, I just watched, Wrestling with Regret review, I think Lockdown '06, and they're doing, like, this X Division match where, like, you have to tag in it, but, like, so they're standing on the apron, but there's a cage wall behind them. It's like the matches that don't need a cage and it just looks stupid. It's
Yeah.
like so funny.
The cage gimmick is forced on a whole bunch of them. So, do you think, like,
The blindfold cage is the funniest one.
will TNA have to sort of absorb WWE's sensibilities when it comes to gimmick matches? Like, you know how they're kind of bland compared to AEW?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think so too.
I've already noticed, like, I saw, something similar in AAA where I think Octagon Junior maybe got unmasked in a match, and usually it's a
Yes.
DQ in Mexico, but now they're already, like, desensitizing that culture.
Right.
Because WWE owns them, so I wouldn't be surprised. Like, well, I mean, look at how TNA is doing the crap with the indie talent, right?
Yeah.
I think it's already happened.
Well, in NXT this week, we learned that Paxley and Monroe are going to have a casket match, and I'm just like, my excitement level can't be super high because it's a WWE stipulation match.
I don't get excited much for like that kind of match in general, but at least when Darby does like coffee matches, they're usually pretty.
There's going to be something. Whereas
Yeah,
in
they're
this one,
usually
other
pretty.
than somebody being put in it to close it to finish, and maybe like I
You
don't.
see Elijah, I think it was Elijah and Mustafa Ali had a guitar case casket match a little while
Amazing.
back.
Amazing.
It's like I'm just like, who cares?
Good stuff.
But
Is it my
yeah,
turn or your
I
turn?
can't say I care. It is you, I think.
So there's some court filings. So we got sort of an indication of how much WWE pays its wrestlers, at least as of 2022. So in total, they spent 195 million on talent in 2022, which worked out to about 15% of their revenue. They made 1.29 billion. So the average main roster wrestler, care to guess what they make? It's pretty good.
450.
Way more. They're saying the average is 1.5 million.
Oh damn, that's pretty good actually.
Average. So there's going to be some above. There's going to be some guys making way more that are bringing it up.
Oh, absolutely. There's no way Roman's only making that.
And some making way less, right? So somewhere in there. NXT and
Like
NXT.
some like Vaughn's probably on the lower end since he just got there.
When was NXT UK done?
2022.
Okay, so that's because I was like, how are they still including that? So it was as of 2022, so I guess that works. So NXT and NXT UK, their average, care to guess, in 2022? Higher than I thought as well, I'll say that.
250.
No, you were too high. 107. Because I've heard horror stories of like, they're barely making enough and whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought it was lower.
So 107,000, and again, some earn more, some earn less. But I just saw Becky Lynch in an interview with somebody where she was informing this, and he's a wrestling whatever reporter, I think to some degree, didn't know that the wrestlers are responsible for booking their own hotels, paying for their own hotels, booking and paying for their own rental vehicles when they're in.
That makes sense.
Well, they're independent contractors, right? Even though they can't work anywhere else or do any, they're the opposite of independent. But anyways, so yeah, they still pay for all their own crap too. On top of that,
I would think at least WWE would maybe like organize and then if like the talent to pay for it, I guess whatever. But
nope, because that's part of their gimmick, right? Is you're not a company employee, you're an independent contractor, so you have to figure out. Even though it honestly makes me really mad because I'm a big on the side of workers guy, and they just go, well, it benefits them to say you are and then treat you like you're not, and they just have their cake and eat it too. WWE, they call you independent contractors so they can give you none of the protections and whatever, and make you pay for a bunch of stuff, but then you're not independent because you can't actually go anywhere else unless that place is affiliated with WWE.
That's Hogan's fault because didn't he bust the union?
Yeah,
back
Jesse
in the day?
Ventura wanted to get one going.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Did you see Hogan's statue?
No.
He's
Should
got
have.
like one of those statues for there wherever, and I saw people joking about like he would not like the color of the statue.
Oh, is it like black? Obviously,
It's like a really
like
dark
that
bronze.
dark bronze. Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw like that's basically the only thing anyone says about it is like, oh, he would not like the color of it. It's pretty funny.
I'm looking it up right now. Oh my god, yeah, for
He
sure.
would hate it.
Yeah.
I saw a funny like the shot of I think Nick Hogan in front of him. Like your dad would hate that.
Yeah. That's funny, actually. Somebody's like trolling him beyond the grave.
I think it's also just the statues they do, but I do think it's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. It's you?
Okay, yeah. The main thing I had to talk about was Club WWE.
Oh yeah, you signed up.
I joined on the short list. So it's this new like the membership experience or whatever. It's the Ultimate Insider membership program designed to bring fans closer to WWE than ever before.
Gouge.
Exclusive access, rewards, and experiences. So I got a list of things.
All right, let's go.
For the annual membership fee, which I can't seem to find yet because it's not like out yet. It's like you can just join like the wait list, which I did.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. It doesn't matter what the fee is. It's worth it.
Obviously, I don't care. I put in all my information. They let me choose my favorite wrestler. I put Kit Wilson.
Of course.
For the annual fee, you get exclusive 24-hour ticket pre-sale access to all WWE events around the world and tailored perks at featured events, including meet and greets, yada yada.
To stuff that's not selling out, and you could get a ticket.
Opportunities and entrances. Did you see that? Like I think for Mania there was like a pasta dinner with Cody or something like that.
Of course.
Yeah.
For $10,000 or something.
So basically, you're paying money to pay money earlier for
right.
that. Members only WWE shop featuring exclusive collections and early access to merchandise drops like John Cena's upcoming Never Seen 17 collection. Basically paying more money to buy things
sooner than other people.
Or buy things that other people can't buy. Ooh. You have to pay more money first. Dedicated members only community forum connecting fans around the world like never before. So like a chat, I guess.
Cool.
Bonus WWE content featuring inside scoops, extended cuts, behind the scenes footage, and more. If you just buy Netflix, you can watch stupid Unreal. So I figure that's about just as good. Points-based reward system allowing fans to earn credits to redeem against digital and physical goods. So cool. That, I guess. Premium welcome pack for founding members, which could be me.
Could be you.
Could be me.
Could be.
So this is honestly, for me as a fan of sports entertainment and nothing else, I'm pretty excited. I'm personally really excited because for me, I don't know about you. Uni's been rough. I've been like brain scoured recently because I was just concerned there weren't enough ways I could give them money in exchange for bullcrap.
Right. I worry about their surviving as a company. I don't think
I was worried, but I've honestly had trouble studying this week. So I was like,
they need more revenue streams.
I think the mom and pop shop of wrestling is not gonna survive unless I give them all of my money.
Right. They found more ways.
I find this really sketchy because obviously it's not gonna be like a scam in that it'll be fake. It'll be a scam in that you're paying too much money. But I've seen this with like YouTube, like YouTubers in the past where like they would start subscription services to like help up and coming content creators, and like they would have similar things where like you're paying for extra content. Or I think Jake Paul had a concert one time, and like you would buy the super expensive VIP ticket, or whatever, had access to like exclusive merch shopping. So it's like you're paying more to pay for stuff, right? It's just like I can't see how it's worth anything, but I'm sure it'll take off anyways because people are stupid.
Because they have money and they're loyal WWE fans for sure.
It's terrible.
My next news item and my only note after the headline is ha 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 ha, which is Paige signs with WWE. I texted you and just had laughed.
If we can't get rid of Jericho, we can get rid of Saraya.
Yeah, so all the people we can't stand, WWE, sign them all because we don't watch your product. I've been saying
for years, take Wardlow.
They can have everyone.
Don't want him. You wanted to take Hobbs and do nothing? Do that with Wardlow.
So we can have.
I just don't want him.
This could set up the all-time, one of the all-time for me, overrated women's feuding against each other. That would be AJ Lee versus Saraya. If I have to listen to people telling me how they're two of the greatest women's
Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella's also back. So do that.
But like people think AJ Lee's amazing. And I'm just like, please provide me your evidence of her being a top.
She's good like when you put her up against divas. I haven't really cared about anything she's done since.
She's totally fine. fine. And
I think she
Soraya's
did.
fine.
I think AJ Lee had some good character work.
Yes, but
like that's not necessarily in ring. I mean, I bet you anything Soraya's returning on the Raw after Mania. Oh,
and
okay.
then Alberto Del Rio's coming.
Yeah, Alberto Del Rio. Here's what it is. So AJ Lee has a belt, right?
If you say so.
She's
Does
gonna
she?
keep the belt. Yeah, she's got the Intercontinental title. I
Oh,
think,
good for
right?
her.
She's gonna keep the belt, and then she's gonna do an open challenge on the Raw after Mania, and we're gonna do a retread of Paige's main roster debut. Remember when she won the
she
Divas
won right
belt?
away. Yeah,
Because why do new ideas when the old ideas are right there for you?
that's right.
Nailed
Exactly.
it. I swear to God they're gonna do it. Because I was just thinking, oh, she's gonna return on the Raw after Mania because they're gonna do a repeat, and then like, oh, call back to her debut, right? But then I was like, wait a minute, AJ Lee has a belt again. Let's do the exact same thing.
I feel like they're
Why is this not the best idea ever?
they're lining stuff up so they have a Hall of Fame entrant for next year already.
I think so, yeah.
Right?
I mean, they can have her. I don't care.
I don't either. She was super disappointing in her AEW run. So
I know. I'm just really excited at the prospect of them retreading nostalgia because I want to be right about this. I would like if the joy it would bring me to come on next week and like talk about that crap on Raw because like I'm like, yo, I swear to God I'll call it beat for beat.
Raw after Mania would be a great time for her, for sure.
I feel like it has to be the play. I mean, Raw after Mania used to be interesting to me, but
Yeah. No, it used to be super interesting.
even when we were watching main roster regularly still, I think they kind of crapped the bed.
It started to peter out. Yes, it
like
started
the
to be.
2020s. It really kind of
Yeah.
started. Like I remember, I think it was 2022 and 2023 at least were like really bad.
Yeah. Because they're not catering to the fan anymore. They're catering to like the marginal one who will be like pop for celebrity involvement and like big names and stuff, and not actually.
I guess I can talk about that. Reminds me, maybe I'll talk about some of the figure reveals later.
Yeah.
But like, just because I remember now, the fact that they're making an Elite of Jelly Roll pisses me off.
Yeah, your
That's
text.
actually
You
terrible.
texted me and made me laugh. You something about you're done. They made.
Like I quit, dude.
Yeah.
It's actually terrible. And then like they're doing the LJN figures again. I think he has one of those too. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yep.
What is happening?
That's where we're at. Celebrity involvement is the only thing that matters at this point.
If we get an iShow Speed Elite, I think I don't even know what to say anymore.
Amazing. It's your turn. I only have one more.
Okay. So I saw Josh Barnett announce the end of Bloodsport. He does,
Fine.
He does for the foreseeable future. I can't say it matters to me. I never really watched Bloodsport. I think I maybe watched it once at all, maybe.
Yeah, I checked it out once or twice.
I just don't like the work shoot type wrestling
Me
where like
either.
the Trevor insane line is MMA.
Yeah.
Like it's just kind of stupid to me. And it's also like too much grappling, like without ropes or whatever. It's like, I don't know. It's just stupid. I know a lot of people are into this, so it sucks for them. But like, and it's been a staple of Mania weekend for years. And that's one of the reasons I mentioned is because I forgot it was Mania weekend.
I got it. I had to defend wrestling against an attack last night. We got talking about ads. I was with the dads in the garage and they were flipping around TV and there were some wrestling bits on. So Mike's like, oh, there you go, Marty, and whatever. So somebody else was going up, but like, oh, the classic, like, oh, but it's fake. And then went into this comparing it to like actual sports. So I let him finish. And then I'm like, well, but you're making the wrong comparison. They haven't, it's been like almost 40 years since they tried to actually present it as real. Like nobody thinks it's real anymore. So that, and the fact that you're comparing it to a sport, like you're doing it wrong. Compare it to another TV show, compare it to Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones or whatever you love, right? They're all fake. And guess what? The action scenes in it where they're fighting are fake. Right,
but those are more fake than wrestling because honestly, half the time it's not even the actor doing the stunts.
So why
wrestling? It's always them doing their own stunts. Right?
Why do you hold wrestling to a different standard? Why is wrestling its own thing? Right, that has to be.
Okay. I think because it's kind of a mix. Like it presents as sports, but it's more like acting, right?
Yes, it's basically a drama and comedy and whatever with sports like athleticism involved, and he just like. It's the whole like, well, it's like, why wouldn't I just watch MMA when I could watch it? Because it's a different thing. Like it's not the same thing.
Because I don't like MMA.
Right.
MMA bores me.
Right. So anyways, it was
that seems too
at
British.
49 years old, I still had to come to the defense of wrestling with somebody going like, well, it's fake. I'm like, yes, but they've admitted it's fake for like 40 years now.
Well, it's not fake. It's scripted.
Right. So
like
everything else you consume. right?
The
I don't know.
bumps are real. Again, I would argue acting is far more
Like,
fake.
say you don't like
Hollywood's
it. Say you don't
nothing.
like it, it's fine, but have valid arguments. Comparing it to a real sport is dumb. It's not claiming to be a real sport. It never says it's a real sport, right? I'm basically saying you're going apples to oranges. I'm saying apples to apples, right?
Mhm.
Like, fine, it's not your thing, but this whole like, oh, it looks so fake, like as if that's real. Nobody thinks it's real, bud. Like, it's just, if
Honestly,
you
and
want,
I could show you things that look real at
and if
least, 'cause it's
your
fake.
argument is I get that it's fake, but I can't suspend my disbelief that much. Fine. Like, I'll accept that. I get that. Like, it's too far out there for some people. But the whole, like, nobody thinks it's real anymore. Like, you're not fooling anybody. They're not trying to. They literally have a show where they talk about how they plan and make all the fakeness for it now, right?
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
leaning into the fact that it's not real, not trying
Yeah,
to convince you it is. But
guess that's the
anyways.
plain essence. Yeah, like kayfabe's dead, so I don't know what you expect.
As a wrestling fan, you better have your defense arguments on point because you're going to need them, right? It's the
Yeah.
easiest one in the world is it's fake, right? Okay.
'Cause that's all it ever is.
I know it is. Sorry, I went on a bit of a rant there. I am done with news.
The only last one I had was AEW filing a new trademark for Redemption, supposedly for a new pay-per-view later this
Oh,
year.
I thought you were saying a different trademark that got filed for an AEW. Did you see that?
I think so.
Jericho?
Oh, yeah.
Whatever Ricochet called him, you should call I forget what it was in the promo this week. Apparently Jericho when it like the guy that comes out and gets beat up by Demand every week
God.
or however he said that.
Did he actually trademark that?
Apparently he applied for it. Right.
I'll talk about Jericho later.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Can't.
All right, that's going to wrap up news, I guess. First thing, we'll go back in time as far as we need to get back to talk about the AEW pay-per-view that happened last weekend. We'll quickly run through AEW Dynasty. All right, going back in time to watching Dynasty. We really watched it remotely together, but we did not talk about it at all, really. So it's kind of, I'll be getting your reactions.
Like a little bit, I feel like, but
not much. Can you get over under accurate ready? We'll talk about whether we think other people's ratings.
Sure I have my predictions up.
Oh, all right, and how we did on prediction wise.
Yeah, okay, they're there.
So, I did make a note that the cat stole my spot and joined the Google Meet before I got there.
That was nice, yeah.
Was not. She's started doing that, taking wherever I sit, I get up and she just steals my spot. It's not. It's not great. So the pre-show. The only things I noted, we get Big Show, Jeff Jarrett, Renee, and RJ City as our hosts, or whatever the proper term is.
Pretty standard.
Earlier today, we see Camille attacked Willow. I wasn't sure who it was.
I did not care to see Camille, if I'm being 100%.
My note, I wasn't sure who it was at first. Jack is not impressed. And
she's like, she borderlines. It's not quite as bad because we haven't been as exposed to her, but it borderlines on female Wardlow for me.
I'll talk about her more on Dynamite this week too, for sure.
I agree.
So we're going to get to see her in action in 0 Hour. So they add a Camille squash match to it, basically. So we get first on the pre-show or on 0 Hours, Marina Shafir and Alex Windsor.
I know I've been saying this, but I want them to start calling it the buy-in again. I thought that was such a cool name for a pre-show.
It made a lot of sense to me.
It made all the sense in the world. Like, it was so cool.
So Windsor was part of Ospreay's backup right on Dynamite the previous week when they battled Death Riders. So it's I'm going to skip down to the end because it's 0 Hour stuff. Windsor fires up, kind of hits a few moves. The crowd is like starting to wake up in this, and then she just hits her finisher and it's over, right? So
I don't remember what her finisher was.
It was Shafir in control a lot, and she's not the most exciting person to watch.
She's not terrible. It's just like, yeah, she's okay.
The vibe is that 0 Hour matches don't really matter. And I kind of thought this was like below average, like fine, whatever.
Sometimes like they're interesting. Like I do think AEW, at least they have pre-show matches too.
I talk about it on the Mark Davis, Jack Perry match on the 0 Hour here. Like the match was fine, but it feels like these are less interesting and important than a Dynamite match, honestly.
Yeah, I wish they would build up to pre-show matches a little bit.
Yeah, they don't really seem to matter. So anyways, then you get Camille.
Those ones, I guess, matter.
Camille squashing Big Ann. Remember that?
Big Ann.
And Willow comes out after, tries to attack Camille, but as Willow's coming through the ropes, Camille gets the better of her. You, at that point, ask what Harley Cameron's doing, but I guess they've gone their separate ways now, even though it was amicable.
Yeah, and they're still friends. She's just like twiddling her thumbs, I guess.
I have Camille stands tall. She looks a little winded for how little she did. So that's not a great sign. Maybe not in complete ring shape yet. And then we do get Mark Davis, Jack Perry. That ends up with Perry countering with a Hurricane Rana because as Davis goes for his running lariat, he hooks the leg and wins the match. I thought it was fine, but nothing spectacular, like a pretty average.
I was hoping for a little better from them.
Considering the two involved, I agree. I was hoping for better. And then we get Maya World and Hyan versus Megan Bain and Lena Cross, whose name I keep forgetting. And I think even in my Dynamite notes, I refer to as Bain in the other one because I can't get her name into my...
You called them Mega Cross.
That's true, Mega Cross. That would help me, actually.
Divine Dominion.
No offense, but I didn't know what Hyan and Maya World had done to earn a title shot. And
I also don't.
You pointed out, and extra frustrating for me, the colorblind guy, there was a lot of match between people's outfits.
The ring gear, between both teams was
a little too similar.
Yeah.
For my taste. Champs overpower, and then we get a high-end flurry, and then she gets isolated, and basically we get the double choke slam to Maya World to finish it. And it's just a dominant win for the champions, right? They look cohesive. They're starting to do more stuff together, and it was fine.
The faces look solid, just like, I don't know, it was okay.
Yeah. Challengers didn't get a whole lot. They got a little bit in, but I guess a decent showing. Then we get to the main card, the proper Dynasty show. We get the opener we kind of suggested might happen and kind of wanted as well.
Yeah, it was my prime pick for opener, I would say.
It's the Young Bucks taking on the Callis family. This iteration is a premium one. It's Okada and Takeshita, right? So there's the story going on between Okada and Takeshita, obviously part of the same faction, but have major problems with each other.
And if they win, Takeshita gets the title match at Double or Nothing.
And it's escalated to the point where Okada and Takeshita have laid hands on each other in recent weeks. So there's that sort of bubbling under the surface of this match. We get Takeshita in control of Nick early. He willingly tags in Okada, but tags him aggressively. So he does choose to tag him, but it's like he slaps him basically. But they do shake hands in the ring moments later. So it's like they're trying to work together.
I think especially like I expected Takeshita's trying, right?
Right, because he really wants that title shot. The Bucks double team Okada, then Takeshita, including a sunset flip assist into a German suplex. Dropkick senton combination by a Buck, and I have their twins at this point.
Because the same hair color, they both have beards, and they're wearing their ring gear. Like I think this is one of the things we mentioned in the match. It's like they should at least be mirroring their ring gear.
And Matt's in better shape than usual, so he's closer to Nick's physique. Yeah, like he's a little leaner than he is sometimes. Matt fakes Okada into missing a dropkick. The heels kind of divide and conquer. We get one on the floor and one in the ring as the crowd chants at Don Callis, who's on commentary for this. Callis calls for a Nick Jackson eye extraction, which was a nice... takes me back to some WWE.
Eye for an eye, yeah.
Then he gouges Matt's eye as Takeshita holds Matt. This gives Okada control of Matt for a while. Shoving the heels to the floor, hitting Takeshita with a cutter off the apron almost gives Matt a chance to tag out, but Okada's there to pull Nick off the apron. Okada puts on the Bucks gear and flips off Matt, right?
Well, then he goes to the Bucks corner and pretends to open up for the hot tag.
Really funny.
It's so funny.
Really
it
funny.
made me laugh a lot.
So Matt's the one being isolated here. It's all about, can we get the tag to Nick? So Matt hits a double bulldog. We do get the Nick Jackson hot tag. He flies around, dominates everybody. The crowd is getting activated at this point. We get
that's a good pull.
Double sharpshooters. Takeshita won't let Okada tap. They fight while in the submission before getting to the ropes, right? So they're locked in submissions.
I like that.
Kind of fighting each other.
A hype up thing, though. It kind of worked.
It did. Action between all four. I can't keep up with notes, so I'm not going to try. Bucks end up with a near fall.
There was a crazy sequence. I don't remember, but it was just it's one of those.
Yes. Synchronized move off the top ropes. We get a synchronized bastard driver and pile driver by the heels. Takeshita launches a Buck, because again, I don't know which one's which. So I'm watching on a computer instead of my 55-inch TV. It was hard to tell them apart. Huge avalanche German. Heels go on a run, culminating in a sick Takeshita knee strike for a near fall. Jack points out how well Okada and Takeshita are working together for the most part in this match.
Yeah, it seems to be going pretty... they were surprisingly fluid together. I mean, not surprising from they're both great, but surprising from a story perspective.
Right. A Buck Germans all three. right, he grabs them. There was like in the ropes, they're all together, and
That sunset flip spot. Yeah,
one of them suplex everybody. More craziness, Takeshita crushes both Bucks with a knee at the same time, and all are down.
that was awesome.
Okada and Takeshita start fighting each other. They pause to take out a charging Matt. Takeshita accidentally drills Okada with a knee.
He drilled him.
Okada then accidentally rainmakers Takeshita a little bit later. We get a BTE trigger to Okada for a near fall. And then Takeshita just sort of allows the Bucks to hit the Meltzer driver. There's a moment
He
where
almost stops Nick, and then it's just like, I'm good.
So the Bucks do hit the Meltzer driver to Okada. And the Bucks do win this match after 21 minutes. Heck of an opener, I thought.
I thought this match was awesome,
and
I loved it. I think it's got to be one of my favorite AEW like openers in a long time.
It was one of the in my top couple on this show, and I don't think it was a bad show.
I'm gonna say this. I think like it was a good show. I think this was my favorite match.
It's in my I'll know for sure when we go back through everything, but
I don't like to say the show peaked at the opener, but this match was just so good.
It was really good.
So good.
In-ring action was awesome, and then you have the Okada Takeshita thing.
That's what I thought. Like it was a really hot opener. Just the action alone is really hot, but it's got a really entertaining story throughout. Right? Like there's so many creative and like crazy and like creative sequences that I thought were great. The action was just top notch. I thought Okada was super entertaining, like mocking the Bucks.
Yeah, we got the comic relief there in the middle was great. Yeah.
The way he and Okada actually work super well together, I thought was interesting. Like it's like if these guys didn't despise each other, they could actually kick ass.
Yep.
Right. And then it was really entertaining how like they would fight each other and then immediately go back to working together. I thought that was actually kind of entertaining. And I like the accidental finishers to each other, and which ended with Takeshi taking a Rainmaker, which has happened before, right?
Mm-hmm.
That being like the final straw, and then left Okada the Meltzer driver. Great finish, an amazing opener. You did pick this one. I did not.
Nice.
But I think, and which means Takeshi doesn't get his match, but then we'll see there's a workaround to that on Collision, I think.
I'm sure. And it's almost like his hatred of Okada trumped his wanting a title match in that moment. He's like, I'll let him take a devastating finisher and just
I think it's on Collision Okada wanted the match anyways.
Yeah.
So I saw Okada Takeshita confirmed for Double or Nothing, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Sweet. Over under accurate on this one.
This one was an 8.94 from Cage Match. And we do have Meltzer.
So that's basically 4.5 stars, which I'm torn.
I'm saying my bottom line is 4.5.
So I was debating 4.25, 4.5. I'll go 4.5. I thought this was a fantastic tag match.
Meltzer went 5, which obviously I'm not going to.
So I'll say accurate with Cage Match at least.
I could probably be pushed to 4.75 because it was genuinely awesome. Like it just felt like an AEW pay-per-view opener. It's probably, if I had to think of this, like if my favorite openers is probably like this. I remember Pac Okada from Dynasty.
Yep.
The first Dynasty was good, and then someone pointed out that that MJF Darby match, the headlock over, is also an opener.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to remember like what opens what, but I think wasn't Takeshi Okada at World's End an opener? That was good, but like this is probably one of my favorite AEW openers. Oh, I think one of the Switchblade Hangman at Wrestle Dream was an opener. That was a great opener as well. But this was like probably one of my favorite AEW like pay per view openers. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was excellent.
I love good tag team wrestling. It's great.
Excellent start to the show. Then we go with the follow-up. So we're all excited into this show.
Possibly like picked a worse follow-up for me.
And then they go to Chris Jericho taking on Ricochet.
You mean Jericho?
So I have like the opener created a lot of energy. I just hope this match can maintain it and not kill it. So Jericho does the thing where he grabs a camera. Have Jericho as a cameraman? ? Jack asks if they can wrestle because it takes a while for things to get started, right? You were not.
It felt like we were stalling.
Ricochet upstages Jericho early on with athleticism. Jericho starts chopping him. You get an anti-air drop kick, but Ricochet shoves him out of a lion salt attempt. Death Valley driver on the apron to Jericho. Ref checks on Jericho. Ricochet dives onto him. Several minutes in, and Jericho has executed chops, Irish rips, and one drop kick.
You mentioned that to me when we were watching. This is what Jericho's done so far.
Jericho has to tell Toa to come over and interfere, which was an awkward, very awkward spot. Jericho with the flurry ending in a pretty solid lion salt, to be fair.
We saw calling spots in matches. Oh, it was Thunder Rosa.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. Jericho puts his hair on Ricochet to sort of play into the bald gimmick, as I think he had him in a chin locker.
It's so damn funny.
Jericho goes for the walls, but Goa cheat. Ricochet hits another Death Valley driver and a running shooting star. We get a
Go
code.
without being told this time.
Yes, we get a code breaker. We get corner punches and a Rana off the top. Ricochet with sudden kicks and a suplex and a brainbuster and vertigo for a nice little flurry and a near fall. As Jack comments on Jericho's ring gear, I don't know what that comment was.
He had like just these sparkly pants. They were kind of slim pants, but then like kind of had like the bell bottom type thing at the end. Or they went over his boots. Like they were these like super glittery, sparkly pants that went over his
right,
boots.
they were super glitter. Yes,
I hated them.
yes.
I thought it was terrible. I was telling you, I think after the main event, because Omega had this really nice like white gear that would look really cool. Like Omega had really nice ring gear. I was like, if we're scaling the ring gear tonight, it's like on a scale from Omega to Jericho's sparkle pants.
Sparkle pants, indeed.
I hated the sparkle pants. It's so terrible.
Ricochet goes for a shooting starts, countered with a code breaker for a near fall. We get the wall. Walls of Jericho. Goa get involved again. Toa pulls Ricochet to the ropes. The heels wait for Jericho to climb the rope to jump on them on the floor. We get a Judas effect to Khan, but Leona runs over Jericho, sends him into the ring. Ricochet with a shooting star for 2. Spirit gun, Lion Salt, the Rico Salt, I guess it's being called now. And Ricochet wins. I was shocked. You were shocked.
I was shocked. I'm not complaining. I mean, I was wrong, but I'm not going to complain.
It went 19 minutes. It over-delivered for me. I'm not going to lie.
It's fine. I won't say it was bad. I just really didn't care.
So the first half was Ricochet in control forever, but kind of annoying because he's working a slow pace just because I think he has to modify to deal with Jericho at this point in his career. So we're not getting he speeds up at the end.
Yeah.
I agree. So the vast majority of Jericho's offense is super basic at this point, but could still... It's basic stuff and then his signatures, right? Like Codebreaker, Judas effect.
It's
Lion
terrible.
Salt.
No, but I wouldn't say I really liked it.
I thought the second half was better, and the fact that Ricochet won probably added like a quarter star for me.
That does add.
To be honest, I think it turned out pretty good. I don't think it needed to be on a pay-per-view. I will say that.
I don't think I needed to see Jericho wrestle.
Over under accurate?
It's 6.61 from Cage Match.
Okay, so I'm a tiny bit over. I went 3.5. Like I thought it was a good match.
I'm gonna say 3 1/4.
Yeah, I figured you'd be under whatever I said.
Meltzer's 3 3/4.
That's a little bit high for me, but yeah, I thought it was.
It was a run-of-the-mill match.
I was expecting like a 3-star probably. So
it's what I expected. It's Jericho being the low point of the show for me.
Yeah. Then we get a match I was really looking forward to that I guess if I had to say, not that it wasn't good, but maybe under-delivered a little bit, and that's Andrade Darby Allin. I was hoping this might be like a show stealer 4.5-star kind of match. It was not, but it was good nonetheless. So we get holds and counters to start. Andrade gets a surfboard. Allin dives into Tranquilo as Andrade's doing his Tranquilo bit. That was a cool way to deal with that.
More people should do something like that.
Insane Irish whip into the barricade. Andrade puts Darby on top, slaps him to the mat. Andrade takes his selfie with the woman at ringside. Darby out of nowhere coffin drops onto him. We get some crowd brawling. Andrade gets drop kicked down the steps. That actually, the landing looked painful for Darby too, like drop kicking someone on the steps and then having to land on the steps yourself.
Yeah.
Can't be comfortable. Darby suplex into the corner. We get a stun dog, shifts the momentum to Darby. Andrade shoves him off the top rope again. Darby counters into an avalanche crucifix, ? Straight into a crossface, which was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that was wild.
Yeah. Reckless dive to Andrade on the floor. Missile dropkick to Andrade in a chair on the floor. Delayed suplex by Andrade from the apron to the floor looked pretty awesome. Running double knees from Andrade for a near fall. The crowd wants Andrade's pants off, which is a weird thing to write. He obliges, hits his moonsault. We get a coffin drop, but Andrade grabs the referee's arm to stop the 3 count from coming down. We get a code red countered, but Allin flips out of it, and then Andrade destroys him with his fake kickback elbow spot that looks amazing.
Right after we see Jericho doing a Judas effect.
I know. And then we just kind of get a Last Supper, and it's over in only 12 minutes.
16?
Mm-hmm. I wrote 12, sorry. Andrade extends his hand eventually, and Darby shakes it. So Andrade showing a little bit of babyface tendencies or respect to some degree. I felt like I was robbed of like a third of a match here.
I do think this should have gone longer, but for what we got, I thought it was really good.
It was still really entertaining, don't get me wrong, but these are Like, I love Andrade, and I thought the dynamic with Darby, if Darby just lets Andrade kill him for
I
17,
agree.
20
I think
minutes,
there's potential for a better match,
I do
but
too.
I still did enjoy what we got.
I think it was really good. Don't get me wrong.
And it does suck that Andrade lost, but it's also like what I expected, so I'm not like up in arms about it.
We
Really.
did pick it, right? So I would
Yeah,
assume
we did both pick
well,
this.
neither of us picked Ricochet, correct?
No, there was no way I was picking Ricochet.
Okay, over under accurate on this one,
It makes me wish I spite picked Ricochet before the show because I
right?
could have. This one's 8.42 from Cage Match.
Wow, over 4 stars. I'm under that. I went.
I'd probably go 3 3/4.
That's exactly what I did. 3 3/4.
Meltzer is 4.5. I don't think. I think like in an ideal world, yeah, but
Yeah.
not quite
Right.
yet.
That's what I was expecting. This wasn't it, right? It's good, very good, but not in the 4-star and above.
Last month blew this out of the water.
Agree. All right. So next we get tag match for the tag team championships. FTR defending against the returning Copeland and Christian.
I will say, I thought given that this was in Canada, the sing along for Copeland was not as loud as usual.
No, it wasn't.
And I was like, we did it way better. Because like when we went in Toronto in September for All Out, that was peak.
Even your mom, who cares not for wrestling, had to comment on how being there for that was nuts.
That was insane. Yeah.
Yeah. So the baby faces are in control of Cash early on as the crowd sings the Canadian anthem.
That was fun.
They stay in control on the floor and run FTR into the barricades. We get a draping DDT to Copeland. FTR take over. They isolate Copeland for a while now. Christian is then on fire, dominates both FTR, stands on them, chokes them on the ropes. Reverse DDT. Christian ducks an attack at the same time. Kill switch to Dax. Cash breaks it up. Christian runs into the barricade. Arm rammed into the ring post twice. Christian needs to make a tag, but he's isolated for a very long time here in the middle. Christian bites Dax, hits a diving headbutt. Finally makes the tag. Copeland's on fire now. Dax avoids the spear, gets hit with an impaler. Powerplex attempt by Copeland and Christian, but the knees are up, and Cash tries to follow up with his own splash, but the knees are up on that one as well. Cash grabs one of the titles. Christian engages in a tug of war with him. We get an accidental belt shot to Copeland for a near fall. Shatter Machine is avoided. The baby faces hit one of their own for a near fall. Copeland is really bloody. Smash contraption. Copeland's bleeding now. Copeland chases Stokely straight into a smash contraption. Christian
really cool.
Slides Stokely into the pin to break it up. Chaos ensues. Copeland spears Dax, but Cash breaks it up. Dax piledriver to Copeland. Cash grabs a chair. Christian takes it away. Turns to deal with Stokely. Gets run into the post, thrown into the timekeeper's table by Cash. Copeland's all alone now. He fights to exhaustion against both of the guys in FTR. Mocking Buck super kicks to Copeland. FTR trigger. Countered into a double spear. Spear attempt is countered into a shatter machine, and FTR a little surprisingly retain here.
I was surprised, yeah.
It was, and I don't mean this as necessarily a slight. I thought it was formulaic for a long time, right? We have one babyface in peril for a hot tag for Christian.
I thought it was solid, though.
Me too. Christian in peril for a hot tag to Edge. And then once we got past that, I thought things got way more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't pick FTR to retain, but I like that choice.
Maybe because we were there live, I did enjoy their first match more.
Me too.
I think that's still good. Like, considering Cage and Copeland are past their prime, like, I think they seem to do pretty well in the matches with FTR. Like, there seems to be solid chemistry there.
I agree.
And I'm not mad at the FTR decision here. I think it makes sense because I think we're building to like a TLC type match with the Bucks.
Yeah.
And so, like, I do think it kind of makes sense to have Copeland and Christian win it in that, since like that's their match, and like, you know, like I think this makes sense. I'm a little surprised, but like this is one of the ones I think we picked with low points. We picked Copeland and Christian, so I'm a little surprised, but not entirely, I guess.
And at the end of the day, where tag wrestling's kind of underrepresented, we got like an important feeling tag match on a pay-per-view, right? So I thought it was
two. We got two. We got this one in the opener, right?
Right.
So,
I thought it was very good. Short of great.
I liked it.
But very good. Over under accurate.
It's a 7.55.
Accurate. 3 3/4 all day for me. So bang
agreed.
on accurate.
Another 4.5 for Meltzer. Disagree.
Stop it, Meltzer.
But I do think a good match still.
He is a bit of an AEW shill at this point, I think, Meltzer. Like he loves AEW. We then get the Casino Gauntlet match, right? Where I picked Ciampa.
You took Ciampa, I took Speedball.
He was the only guy I knew was in it, so I tried to play
Ciampa and Roosh, because they started off.
Yes, Ciampa Roosh to start. I run to the washroom. Jack says they chopped the crap out of each other when I got back.
They did.
Ciampa
They
with
did.
a running knee in the corner as Bandito enters number 3. He takes out both right away. Brody King cannonball by Bandito, sort of like an homage to him. Big frog splash to Roosh with Ciampa breaking up the pin. Roosh sends Bandito into the barricade twice and stands tall. Goes after Bandito's mask as your boy Speedball enters 4th. Speedball cleans house with moonsaults and kicks. We get Roosh Bailey strike exchange and Clone enters next. Clone does cool things, but kind of misses one thing. That's my note.
He did, but like he generally doesn't mess up, so I was like, it's all right. He also took off his eye cover and like
yes,
he has eyeballs.
Yeah, it was weird.
Sorry, I sent you the post. I wanted to talk about it just because I remembered that like he did a Mystico looking mask in CMLL, and someone was saying like he should just be like a clone of whatever luchador because like I feel which I kind of agree because if you just limit it to looking like hologram, eventually like that just kind of is moot. Especially because we don't know when hologram's gonna be back, but like you could do Mysticlone. He could like mock Commander's mask, Dorada, right? Like,
and my thing was he starts stealing a move from people.
I like that, yeah, like Taskmaster from Marvel. I told you, and then like you could do that too. And then I was even saying like if other people have like logos or like emblems you can incorporate to a mask, like you can also clone non-luchadors, kind of, like just to expand the gimmick. I think a guy like that who's mocking and quote unquote cloning other people, and if it goes your way, like the moves, I think that kind of like utility guy kind of fits in the Callis family. Like to have a guy that's just gonna mimic all the best people that you're fighting, right? I don't know. I think there'd be potential there, but I thought Clone generally looked good. I do love me some Clone.
Me too. Another guy we love enters next. It's Pac. He suplexes people, then a crazy twisting dive to a bunch on the floor. Pac, Bailey, Bandito work together for a bit, and it's really fun. The crowd appreciates it. Garcia enters next. Garcia tries to roll up a whole bunch of different people. Pac and Garcia work together, obviously, against Clone as Bowens enters next. Jack is really hoping for Jay White at some point.
Yep.
Nope. Bowens gets his stuff in on Bandito, Clone, and Bailey. Ciampa and Roosh work together to beat down Bowens as Kevin Knight enters next. Knight and Bailey take out Roosh and Ciampa on the floor, then face the DR and end up diving on them. Death Riders. There we go. Okay. The Doctor with Dr. Wagner.
Britt Baker's back.
Right. The guys with no chance of winning get a stretch to almost pin each other. That's a great note right there. That's a great summary of things.
So many people.
I'm proud of that one. Bulls horns to Bowens, Clone diving stomp, Project Ciampa 21 plex. Hard to keep up at this point.
Oh my god. Okay, was this the spot where I think Ciampa hits a Project Ciampa and then Bandito 21 plexes him out of a pin?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Amazing.
Because that was like basically like that was basically the deadlift 21 plex we liked. He did on Andrade. But like, oh man, 21 plex, that was so cool. That was awesome.
People dive onto piles. People are suplexed onto piles. Black Arrow to Garcia, broken up by Ciampa. Dragon Tamer to Bailey. Knight UFO splash to break it up, and he pins Garcia.
I also thought that was awesome. I will say I thought the finish to this match was awesome.
So Kevin Knight is your new champion.
I was really surprised by that, but I'm not mad at it. I think it's a good choice. If not Speedball, I think Kevin Knight's a great choice because they clearly see something in him, right?
Yeah,
so I thought this was fun. Maybe not my favorite Casino Gauntlet match because like usually there's more people, or like there's a surprise or two. No surprises here. Just we need a TNT champion, I guess, which makes sense. But I thought the action in this was pretty good. There were like some notable spots. The 21 plex off the pin was cool. You had some good exchanges between like Pac and Clone and Bailey and all that. And I thought the finish was really cool too. Like I thought Knight nailed it. I thought it was really well shot, really well done.
How long was it?
This one was 22 minutes.
Yeah, it felt a great length. Yeah.
But yeah, like, I like this. And one complaint I saw from the show is someone mentioned, like, I guess like a lot of the heels win on the show, which is fair. But like this is a nice babyface win. Again, like Knight's clearly someone they see money in the future, understandably so. So I think giving him a win like this it's a perfect way to make the most of Fletcher's injury, right? And I wouldn't even be mad. Like I think I could see, because I think we should do Speedball Speedball Fletcher, when he's back for the title. And so I think like you could have a thing where Knight's doing the open challenge or whatever. Maybe Speedball takes the open challenge and gets the win. Like maybe he takes the title off Knight, right? Like, see something like that, and then we get Speedball Fletcher when he's back or something like that.
Yeah, I sorry. I find these matches kind of hard to rate. but I thought this was
I
a
always
lot of
enjoy them,
fun.
though.
And
They're always fun for me, I
and to
think.
me, minus Daniel Garcia, this is like an amazing lineup of guys that I love, right? Like if you look at that lineup, everybody in there is somebody I'm a big fan
Really?
of.
Even including Bowens?
Okay, maybe Bowens I don't mind. I kind of forgot about him when I made that comment, actually, if I'm being honest.
I
Um,
assume so.
but I thought this was really fun. Quick sequences between all kinds of people that I love to watch wrestle. So I
Yeah,
enjoyed it
this
quite a
is the
bit.
match type they always tend to nail. I like it's a really fun concept.
And we've said it before, yeah, this format is better than battle royals. There's more room for people to work because they can go outside the ring if they need to. And it also, like, in battle royals, pretty much everybody's biggest moves leave people lying prone on the mat, which is not conducive to getting them out of a battle royal, right? So it's kind
Yes.
of like all of your best stuff doesn't really make sense.
Almost counterintuitive in a way.
Right. So the fact that this is like you're getting
Pinfall.
just like 10 mini matches with lots of one-on-one while people are doing different, like,
Mhm.
it doesn't bother me because some people are like, oh, there's people outside the ring. I don't, whatever. It doesn't matter. Give me good action. I can
Yeah,
forget a
like,
lot of stuff.
and we said, like, it alleviates the Royal Rumble issue where, like, oh, the entries are random. They literally tell you that.
Yes.
And it gives a sense of urgency because it can end at any time. Right? It's
Right.
the whole sun death aspect of it.
I think it's much more entertaining way to get a whole bunch of people in a match.
I like
that's
it. I like it
important.
to give title shots if you're gonna put a title on the line. Great. I just think like they use it. I think sparingly enough where it feels a little special, but frequent enough where we get to see it a decent amount.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they don't overdo it yet.
I thought it was, and it's a nice change of pace on a card too. Like we're
Yeah,
getting
I
like
do like
a gauntlet
yeah.
match, you
Yeah.
know.
I
I
imagine seeing that all in again,
I think
which will be nice.
this might be one where I'm over the consensus. But let's see, what's the cage match?
7.49.
Yeah, I actually went 4 stars. I don't know. I thought they're hard to rate.
Well,
I
would
had a lot
just
of fun.
I would say I enjoyed it more than the last two matches, and those are 3 3/4.
There you go. That's fair
So
too.
I think that's a fair place to put it. Meltzer went 4.5 again.
Wow, Meltzer. Calm down, bro. Okay, then we get Tekla defending the AEW Women's Championship against Jamie Hayter. I am on a bit of a Tekla heater right now. I
You are.
was
I'm kind of there with you.
very much at the beginning, like, she looks cool, but they were
Yeah, I think you more so than me. You were a little not against Tekla, but like skeptical or a little like,
and they were presenting it was too, like, on the nose stuff with the toxic
It
spider.
was,
They
yeah,
were
no,
leaning too
sure.
far into that, and it was like, bring her in as a person first and then
But I
start.
think we kind of worked our way back to that.
We did.
Like, we got there. Now,
She's
yeah.
one of my favorite. She might be my favorite woman going in wrestling right now when you look at the
I mean, what competition is there?
that's part of it, and also just the presentation and stuff. She's super interesting right now. But anyways, so she's taking on Jamie Hayter. Oh, and obviously neither of us picked Kevin Knight to win,
Yeah,
so we
no,
got nothing on that one. Hayter boots Tekla right away, takes control. Hayter stays in control on the floor, carries Tekla up the ramp, but didn't quite seem to suplex her for some reason, right? It was like she's trying to suplex her but can't, and then trying, but
and then it was just wasn't a DDT or something.
Tekla ends up hitting a DDT on the stage. Yep. We got a high cross by Tekla to the floor. Had really good impact. She landed very heavy. Tekla strikes and kicks look good. She dominates the middle portion of this match. Hayter with a desperation suplex on the apron to shift the momentum. Strikes, lariats, headbutts, and boots from Hayter before a missile drop kick. Nice Hayter Liger Bomb for 2. Hayter Tombstone for 2. We get the spider suplex from Tekla. She tries to go for a spear but gets hit with the knee and then the hate breaker. Hayter picks Tekla up. Tekla gouges Hayter's eye, slips out, pins Hayter while holding the rope. So Tekla has to cheat, but she retains. 19-minute match. I thought it was a good match. I
thought it was solid.
I didn't find the pace was great for stretches of it.
Yeah, and my thing with the women's matches I tend to struggle with is like I don't tend to care about the feud.
I know. There's not a lot behind this, right? I thought the finish was kind of flat too.
I agree. Like, I get what they were going for. I just don't think it was executed perfectly.
I agree. Tekla needed to cheat. That's fine. She's a heel, but I would have gone about it differently, I think. I don't see why Hayter couldn't lose cleaner here, right? She's in a tag team. Tekla
and she already beat Tekla at Wrestle Dream, so why not give Tekla her win back?
Tekla could use a good run here to build up her title reign. I get she's a heel, so cheating blatantly is fine. But anyways,
she does strike me as like the Roosh kind of type where she'll cheat just because she can.
Yeah,
But like,
better than a TV match, but not that much better, I don't
I
think.
agree. That's fair.
Yeah.
A fair assessment, I think.
Over under accurate?
It's a 7.32 from Cage Match.
So I'm close to that. I would say I went 3.5, which would
I
put it at
agree.
7, right? So
I agree. It's a 3.5. Meltzer went 3 3/4, so he's a little more on par.
yeah. Then we get Ospreay taking on Moxley, another match that
For the Continental Championship.
there we go, because I didn't even write that down. We get an immediate hidden blade.
I did like that. I will say I thought the start to the match was pretty neat.
Moxley is shocked, but Ospreay makes no attempt to cover him. We get a second hidden blade. Moxley falls out to the floor. We get
You can see Ospreay mention like, I got 20 minutes or something like that.
Right. That is so there is a sense of urgency.
There
right?
is not even a sense of urgency. He's like, I could end him now, but he's like, I got time to like
right.
beat him up, which I think is smart. That he mentions it, because then it's like you can see why he ends up losing.
Yeah, because he's not pinning when he could, because he wants to draw out
focused on
the punishment.
Being tired of Moxley. Yeah.
Yep. Rude awakening from the apron to the floor. Mox's mouth is bleeding already. Classic Moxley blood. Ospreay powerbomb as he continues to dominate. He sets up the steps. Mox avoids being stomped on them. Hits a paradigm shift on the floor. This is going to turn the tide here for a bit. Sleeper suplex by Moxley looked good, right? He lands high.
Match. He did it a bunch of times. I thought they looked gnarly,
especially when you're targeting a guy's neck, right? Like it makes sense.
I thought they looked really good.
Mox with some gouges and fish hooks. Ospreay fights back, lands a corkscrew kick. Ospreay avoids an apron pile driver, but gets caught with an anti-air forearm from Moxley. Gotch pile driver by Moxley. Another sleeper suplex. Ospreay counters the follow-up into a powerbomb. Oscutter countered into a paradigm shift, but Ospreay pops up into an instant hidden blade.
Straight both down. I thought that was a nice spot. That's one of those spots where people are gonna like complain a bit, but I thought it's like the perfect a bit of adrenaline spot, and and then they're both down right after, right? So I thought I thought really well. I liked it.
It's one of those like he was able to pull off one more thing before he needed to collapse and recover.
It gave him breather at least.
Strike exchange won by Ospreay. He rains elbows to Mox in the corner, shoves the referee away. Moxley flattens Ospreay with a lariat. Ospreay counters the follow-up into the Styles Clash, then a Bulldog choke. Another hidden blade for a near fall with 5 minutes remaining. Tiger driver attempt, but Ospreay's hand.
Do you remember them mentioning the time limit?
Yeah, they did. Ospreay's hand gives out, goes forward on the steps. Moxley escapes, pile drives Ospreay on the steel steps.
That was awesome.
Doc Samson comes out to check on Ospreay. Ospreay barely beats the count, getting back into the ring. Immediate lariat, 2 paradigm shifts. Looks like it's over, but Ospreay kicks out for a great near fall here. Didn't last long after that, though. Immediate big old Death Rider by Moxley, and he picks up the win. I didn't rate how long this one was either.
18.
Oh, I was going to say 20-ish, so that's pretty close.
Well, 20 would be the time limit.
I thought this was one of the stronger matches on the card.
I agree. I really liked this. I thought it delivered. Again, a really surprising outcome, I think.
Yeah, a little bit.
I think this one was the hard one to pick, but still I was like, Ospreay's got to win, right? But like...
Did either of us pick it?
I think you did.
Because I'm a freaking genius.
I don't think very confidently. No, this is our 1-pointer.
Right.
So you knocked.
I'll take that point. Okay.
But I will say, like, surprising result, but I don't hate the result because I like how they did it. I like that Ospreay came in hot and like he really had the upper hand, but then he got overzealous and got focused on revenge instead of winning. That he ended up taking too long, and Moxley obliterated his neck like he said he was going.
I agree.
So I like that Ospreay is like strong ahead and like this. He was just too locked in on what he wanted to do. Like it got the better of him, and I like it. Makes total sense. And I'm not sure where this leads to Ospreay, or if he's going to come back from Moxley, if he's going to move on and try to like just focus on like the world title, for example. But I really like the story that was told here. I thought the action was great. Moxley did a great job targeting the neck. Like I said, the sleeper suplexes, the pile drive on the stairs,
the
Death Riders, the paradigm shifts, like everything looked great. I thought Ospreay did a good job of keeping the pace up as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought this was a really strong match. Like if this felt like a big pay-per-view match, and I really liked it.
I agree.
Given that it worked to under 20 minutes, I think is also a credit to them. Like that's the thing with the Continental title. It forces these matches to be a little brisk, but like for 18 minutes, I thought you absolutely got your money's worth.
Me too. And it's Ospreay coming back like blinded by his hatred for Moxley. This is the guy that almost ended his career, so it's more about hurting Mox than winning the match, and that ends up costing him. And Mox is the guy, like you said, is going to just destroy your previously injured neck, and he's going to do it viciously, and he did. And I thought it really worked well. I thought this was a really good match. Over under accurate?
8.5 from Cage Match.
So that's a 4 1/4. I think that's like bang on. I think that's accurate.
I'll go 4 1/4. Meltzer went 4 3/4.
Obviously, he's always at least a quarter or anywhere from a quarter to 3/4 above whatever I say.
I feel like a
Yeah,
lot of times half over or
one
something.
of my favorite matches on the show for
I
sure.
agree. I think I'd probably put it my second favorite. I still think the opener is my favorite.
Oh, I'm just noticing now. I took no notes on the main event, so if you have anything you remember, because
That's unfortunate.
I literally didn't do anything. So, will you do me a favor while I go over this one? Go into AEW's actual site and get their recap because they do a pretty decent job of. And if
All right,
you
let me see
go
if I
off
can
that
find.
for the main event, so before the main event, we had almost forgotten this match existed, right? Because we're always like, how many matches left? What is it?
Yeah, we did think that it was just gonna be.
And this one ended up being disappointing, not through anyone's fault, really, of their own. It's the
Yeah,
conglomeration
yeah.
taking on the dogs for the trios championship, right?
I will say that I thought so. Like for the what was it the conglomeration's entrance, they did like this
Yes, go
basically
ahead.
sitcom skit where like Orange Cassidy's sleeping on a couch on the stage, Roddy comes to the door and is shouting him, and then like they're like waiting for the mystery partner to show up. Kyle O'Reilly does return through the
Of course.
door. He he like says, "Did anyone say conglomeration?" And they didn't, and then he just says conglomeration anyways. It was funny. They had like on the Tron screens, they had like the applause and laughter indicators
Mhm.
for like a so I thought this was pretty funny. Like I thought it was a funny little bit.
And then the dogs
Um
come out and vandalize the set.
yeah, Connors is like trying to impregnate the belt on there. Finley smashes the crap out of the door with a shillelagh, and Gabe Kidd pisses on the couch.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's right.
I
Uh,
thought that was pretty funny. I like that.
so I almost have no notes for this one, as it turns out. Apparently, I got really tired by the last two
I
matches
That makes
and
sense.
just sort of topped out. We get an early full clip on the floor to O'Reilly,
The whole clip is sick.
and that's
Yeah, O'Reilly was out for a while, and then Gabe Kidd was out, but not intentionally so.
that's the only note I have. So is there anything on this match in there either?
I don't remember. I remember O'Reilly getting a hot tag, obviously.
Yeah.
O'Reilly and Roddy cleaned house again, and I don't even actually I do have the thingy here.
The big
Let me
notable
see.
was obviously Gabe Kidd being hurt really early, apparently a dislocated shoulder. So it was a 3-on-2 and maybe led to an audible.
O'Reilly won with the ankle lock on Connors, but Cassidy also stopped Finley with the orange punch at the end.
Right.
So yeah, we get ankle lock for the win. Conglomeration win the trios titles, which is kind of cool. I did see this backstage bit from after the match, and like I will say the emotion from Kyle O'Reilly, like he seemed like when he was thanking Tony Khan or whatever, he seemed really happy.
He
So I'm
did.
really happy for him.
Me too.
And to return in BC is sick for him. So this one's almost not fair to rate because I don't think it went according to plan. Like we
I
were seeing in the
struggled to rate
moment.
it. I know.
I knew Gabe Kidd was injured, his shoulders dislocated. So I saw him cut like a promo from like the hospital bed or whatever. He's so funny. I love him. But it clearly things didn't go to plan here, I think. Um so that's unfortunate. And I don't like the dogs having a 1-day reign.
I don't either.
I will concede there's a chance it's not intentional, but they did have the graphic ready, so I'm not sure.
That's a good
Right.
point. They did.
But then again, maybe they just have graphics ready just in case, because like maybe you have to call audibles like this, right?
Yes.
It could have happened. We'll never know. But I'm gonna just because I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'll work on the basis that like they had to change plan
Yeah,
here, right? At least for the match, I would say they had definitely had to change plans. Whether the result was intended or not, like obviously, I think there's a better match in here.
for sure.
Um, and yeah, at the end of the day, at the very least, like I do like the conglomeration. I think them as like they could be like fighting champions for the trios titles. I think that'd be
Mhm.
kind of cool. But yeah, like it was a solid match. I can't really speak on it much because it clearly didn't go to plan, which is unfortunate because we love Gabe Kidd and I do like the dogs. I think they're cool, and I
Me
wish
too.
they were champions longer.
Disappointed that they're a major setback just kind of as they're getting rolling. But yeah,
I
for
on Collision, I think it seems they're doing the tag team pivot for
yeah.
Dean Connors, which I think is the right
So I'm
decision.
sure a lot of this match they couldn't do what they sort of had laid out beforehand because wrestling's scripted, It's not
Ooh.
real. Breaking news. But I thought like I enjoyed the match, right? But it definitely isn't what they wanted or planned. So there obviously is a bit of a letdown. Over under accurate on that one?
5.5.
5.5. That's 2 3/4. I'm willing to go higher than that. I'd go over. I think I could go 3 1/4. Like I think it was a better than average match.
I agree.
I don't think it
3.25.
was
I went
average.
3.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
So we're
it's
over a
just
little
kinda
bit.
difficult to
Yeah.
really kind of, I don't know.
Main event time. Omega challenging MJF for the AEW World Championship. It went like 40 minutes. I know that.
A belter, yeah.
So
Yeah. Omega going for a handshake. MJF pie faced him. We had Hurricane Rana and cross by the outside. Let's see. There's a dropkick through the ropes, cross by the floor again. He dropped MJF dropped to hold Omega into the barricade. There was a table pulled out, and he like puts the table upside down on MJF and like double stomps him.
Oh yeah,
That was
that's right.
pretty cool.
Yep.
And the table it did end up going and played later, yeah, I think. Alabama slam from MJF. Let's see. He feigned a knee injury to lure Omega into a pile driver. That was a nice fall. He mockingly went for the V-trigger. Omega counters in a Snapdragon. He does the you can't escape in the moonsault for a near fall. He went for a one-wing angel, but MJF goes to the eyes to escape. Let's see. It's hard to read through these paragraphs, but he goes for the heat seeker. Omega gets out of it. MJF comes back in with a cutter. He tries to do you can't escape on Omega. Omega counters out and powerbombs him in the ring with a knee. MJF gets his knees up on the moonsault later on. He pays Omega pays homage to Ibushi with the moonsault to the floor.
Right.
And then I remember later on we get like the ref bump, and this is when we get actually before this there was that avalanche one wing angel, but we got MJF rolling out of the ring. I thought that was really well done.
Mhm.
I thought that was nice. We did get a crossroads from MJF at one point, I remember. And so I remember we get the ref is down, or the ref gets pulled in the way of a V-trigger, I think it was, right? And then MJF hits a low blow. We get the ring, because the ref took the ring from him, but he takes the ring out of the ref's pocket.
Right.
Omega stops him, one wing angel. We get like a long phantom pin, and then MJF eventually takes out.
Really
so
long.
It's like he didn't kick out of it, but he did. But he like it doesn't really count.
Right.
Omega goes to pick MJF again. We get a stomach punch, a go-go punch, we'll say, with the ring.
Yep.
We get Tombstone off the apron through the table, looked awesome. And then Heat Seeker in the ring, and MJF does retain.
He does.
His throne from his entrance back.
Really good match. Really good main event. Again, not my favorite match on the show, but in the top few, I thought for sure. Like
it was a really strong match. It definitely felt long, but not like in a way that I'm complaining.
And these two guys aren't going to have a bad match. They could have been a little shorter, to be fair, but nothing crazy to me. So I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I think
it felt big time, right? Like I felt like a major main event. I really liked it.
And it's creating the story of now Kenny's got a little bit of doubt if he's sort of past his prime and if he can still do it. We'll see that manifest a bit on Dynamite on Wednesday. So yeah, a very good finish to the show. Super long. It was a very long show. We watched it all in one sitting, and I had to work the next day.
As always.
But it's the only thing we watch live and the only thing we watch in one sitting generally is AEW pay-per-views. So I thought it was a really good match.
And obviously no surprises with the result there. I'm fine with that. MJF cheats a bit, and it kind of leaves Omega an avenue back into the world title scene. I was just thinking too, with how many people we set up who want the world title, like there's Knight, Ciampa, Andrade, Omega, Ospreay. I mean, if Jay White came back, please.
Yeah.
Him. But like there's so many people, like you have potential to do, because I would just imagine the Owen is for the all-in title shot again.
Mhm.
You have potential to do a really stacked Owen Cup. Like you have the first round people, it's like, oh, there's no way they're gonna win. And obviously there's still some like those people within what I just said, but like you have a chance because like it's an 8-person tournament, right? Usually, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like you have potential to do a really star-studded tournament.
Because you've built so much, spent a lot of time like pushing the narrative that like even everybody wants a title shot.
One or two mentions. A lot of people have mentioned one on the title. Like you could throw in Brody King again. You could throw in Swerve again.
Yeah.
Like you have potential to. Obviously, then a lot of people would have to take losses, but like you could have the potential to do a really star-studded tournament this year, which I think could be really interesting.
And you could even go the route of like Mike Bailey's happy that Knight got his title, but he's also said like he's trying to do a singles run
I
too,
can also
right?
see it based on the segment we saw on Dynamite. Like I think it'd be interesting if the Owen final ends up being Ospreay Omega.
Yeah.
And the winner, we get Ospreay Omega at Double or Nothing, which would be sick, and then Ospreay Darby or Ospreay MJF, whoever, at All In.
Lots of opportunities when you've spent this much time showing us like 6 to 8 guys want a title, right? So
the world title team's been better than ever this year, I think.
Over under accurate on the main event.
8.47.
I'm accurate. I went 4 1/4, so that's 8.5. That's pretty bang on, I would say.
I'd probably go 4 1/4. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's fair. Meltzer went 4 3/4. Naturally.
Of course he did, obviously.
Final score.
Let's go.
I tallied 25 you, and then 19 me.
25 is more than 19, boys and girls.
I also couldn't get a paper, so I did it on a napkin.
That's a pretty, as your brother would say, belt to ass, 25-19.
Right.
Belt, as the kids say around this area. Awesome.
Grading, sir.
Overall grade, it's not a top tier AEW pay-per-view.
But also not a bad one.
There are no baddies.
Never is a bad one, but like I still say it was pretty strong. Like I think it's bookended pretty well.
So what are you gonna say? And I'll piggyback because I didn't do any math this time. I'm just going on vibes.
I love the openers.
Same.
Jericho was there. Darby was good, but nah, underwhelming. Tag time match good, but underwhelming. Casino Gauntlet was awesome. Women's match was nah. Continental title was sick. Trios titles, I won't even really count that. Main event was good.
You running it down like that really solidified it for me.
On the curve of an AEW show, I'd say it's like a B.
It's exactly what I just wrote. High B for me. I can't say B plus.
If I'm reading it against like a main roster PLE, then it's like probably like it's still an A range. But if we're going on the curve of AEW pay-per-views, it's like,
and I think you have to.
It's not as good, yeah, because like even the worst AEW pay-per-views are still usually solid, and like even the one where it's like an average like this, it's still like there are a lot of matches I really enjoyed. And again, if I had to say my tag match of the year right now, it's the opener from this show.
Yep.
But yeah, definitely not like the strongest one, but like again, it's just that's not bad.
I always say it with AEW pay-per-views, there is a bit of fat they could have trimmed, right? Like Jericho Ricochet, I don't think needed to be there necessarily.
And probably Tekla.
And maybe that. And then you could add a couple minutes to some other matches, right? To really build them if you wanted to.
Agreed.
But still overall entertaining. Watched it in one sitting. Had no regrets paying for it. So standard AEW. Good show. All right. So now we'll wrap that up. We'll keep talking AEW, but now it's the follow-up program from the Wednesday. We'll look at this week's episode of AEW Dynamite. So Dynamite, we did not watch together either. We haven't really talked about it. Oh, no, that's right. We did. And then the audio was super laggy and we got frustrated.
Abysmal.
So first half together, second half separate.
Thankfully, when I rewatched it yesterday, I was like, it played ball, thankfully.
So I watched it going back on cable, actually. So that worked fine. But I can't access the cable with you, long story short. But we got through it and we'll talk about it. So go ahead.
Yeah. We get MJF arriving in the arena. Renee is trying to tell him about the Darby's title challenge being tonight. MJF talks about himself and brags about everyone he's beaten. Calls the One Wing Angel ineffective, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
He talks to Don as he arrives. Don's apologizing for Andrade losing. MJF is confused because he didn't watch Dynasty. He didn't watch the match because he was preparing for Omega. And then he was like, I think he went dark after.
He said he went off socials after winning. Okay. Yeah.
Which is, I'm glad they like mentioned that, right? I do like that touch. And then Renee shouts at Max saying Darby invokes a time match tonight, and it's right now. So how starts the show, and I like again that they're pointing out that MJF hasn't been paying attention.
Yes.
To sell this bit, and again, it makes sense for him because he's like cocky, arrogant, he's a prick. So I like that because like that's kind of the really that context you need to make this bit work.
It is a
suspension of disbelief earlier, and like that's the kind of you need, right? I need them to say like that MJF's not paying attention. Otherwise, it's like, yeah, why wouldn't he know?
And it's a show long sort of thing about like he's caught off guard by this, and it's sort of, I don't think we're spoiling anything. We all know how this ends at this point, right? So it's sort of setting up he is not prepared at all for this match, right? And that Darby is extra emotional and extra hungry. So it's sort of like a show long storyline, and I thought this was a good start to it, right? He's dismissive of Renee right away, and then he's caught off guard by the fact that he's defending that title tonight. So I thought this worked.
And then we roll into what was initially going to be obviously MJF Darby. MJF, like Darby makes his entrance, he's out there, and then MJF makes his entrance and he's saying he's not wrestling until a match he just found out about, and he'll get his lawyer on the case to sue everyone. He's still hurt from wrestling Omega for almost an hour and says the company would look bad forcing him to wrestle with an injury. He's going to go get checked out, but really he's doing Darby a favor. He says Darby's a great underdog and people love him, but it's because he's like the people. He's not championship material. He says Darby's not ready. Darby snatches the mic. He says all it takes one night to drop the rest of the world on his head, and if he's not ready now, he never will be. You can really hear it. He's getting like super emotional.
He's like in tears, basically, on the cusp of tears.
Yeah,
which is almost so. They almost went a little too far and telegraphed the main event for me
A
throughout
little
the.
bit. I mean, I don't mind that because if you're doing all this, I feel like I don't know. I'm okay with it because it's like I've seen people call it like their Mick Foley moment, and I kind of like it like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
I don't mind them telegraphing because like we kind of know Darby's got to get eventually, and like I don't know, it's fine. Especially because like it felt really real to me. Like if it was a little like because I remember what was it that one time where Lolo Vice was crying and it was so terrible it made me like
And
cringe.
I guess I shouldn't say, like, I don't even mean telegraphed with a negative connotation. Just like, oh, maybe a better way of saying it, right, is like they were really building up your anticipation. Like, oh my
Yeah,
God, this might happen. Because Darby's like
that's what I'm
super
saying.
emotional. And then we get Sting. And it's kind of
That's
like,
why I
oh,
liked it
it's like,
because
oh my
like there's like
God, this might happen. This might
right.
happen.
That's why I liked it
So sorry.
because
Yeah. Maybe
you don't
choice.
think they're gonna do that, but then like more and more you're like,
Yes. So
kind of
telegraph's a poor choice of words. They sort of built
no, that's a
anticipation.
better way to put it. I
Yeah.
agree. I like that.
Yeah.
Um, he talks about how he started his career in the Buddy Wayne Academy 10 miles down the road. And he always said he would either make it or fail as himself, which I do remember him saying that before. So that is a line he said.
Yep.
He says still climbing to the top of the changing thing, and he says ring the bell. Danielson gets up from commentary and says he got a message from Tony Khan, who agrees it's unfair for MJF to wrestle unprepared. So he has the rest of the night to prepare. It'll be in the main event. And if MJF doesn't defend the title, he's stripped of it. Darby says he will beat MJF with a headlock takeover.
Yes. I
I
thought,
like this as a
me
follow-up
too.
for the opening part.
And I think, like, kinda messing with the crowd, right? Like, are we getting this? Are we getting it now? Are we getting it at all?
I like
Like,
this because it's like, oh, you're not gonna get it now, but, like, you still get to see the match, so it's like, yay.
and it's like the baby face is fired up and super emotional and ready to go, and it's like, "Nope." You know what I mean? And so now is he gonna have a letdown?
Again, that's building anticipation
Right.
as well.
So I thought really interesting use of 2 segments to start the show. You're creating a little bit of suspense about will the match happen or not.
Mhm.
So yeah, I thought this was a really good follow-up to the
I also
opening
think it's
thing.
an interesting way to build more excitement for the main event as opposed to, like, they announced the match, I'm like, they could have just been because they announced the match on social media a couple days before, right, or
Mhm.
whatever, however they did it, and it could just be like, "Oh, this is gonna be the night's main event, it's a world title match, yay!" But like, I think doing it like this is kind of interesting. It makes it more exciting. It kind of like keeps you on your toes a bit. It makes you think like, "Oh, maybe then he's not gonna win it." I don't
Yep.
like it builds excitement. I like the way it's a good way of hyping it up. And again, I like them playing into MJF's ignorance, not keeping up with social media after
Yeah.
Dynasty.
They had to find a way to
Um,
do that, right? To keep this
yeah.
bit alive, so it makes sense.
Super emotional promo from Darby too. I thought you could tell it was super real, and I really liked it. It like I wrote this like it did make it feel like he kind of has to win, which would be a crazy move, but not a bad one.
And I got a little bit spoiled because I had read an article early in the week before Dynamite that the headline was basically like they do Dynamite plans on having a major title change kind of as a surprise on an episode of weekly TV, and it could even be this week. And so it kind of led me to
But I guess
believe it.
there's Camille Willow.
That's true too, right? So,
Yeah. But and then I saw like MJF is going away to film a movie after this, but then I saw him refute that. So
huh, interesting. But we said like we might be entering the era of quick
yeah.
title runs, right?
I also
So,
even if we're not, I don't think Darby's the person who needs a long title run.
no,
Which I'll kind of talk about more later, but I've seen some people saying
if
that
he
already.
gets one, wink.
Right. Then we get Omega interview after Dynasty. He's got nothing to say as he heads into the medical room where Osprey is. Omega asks if Osprey's feeling okay. He says, nah. Omega says, welcome to the club, and things did not go their way because this is like taking place after Dynasty. Omega says he feels like he let people down. Osprey says he was there when Omega lost to Okada, but he bounced back. Omega says he doesn't have much time left. He says Osprey's the heart of a wrestler. It's all him from here. Osprey says he's dejected and sad, but his dream and ambition is still to be the world champion. He hopes Omega hasn't given up either. Osprey says Omega's his hero and he leaves. Omega says maybe he can't give up. I I don't know about you. I really like this.
Me too.
It just felt like an actual conversation between like two
Exactly.
real people, which we always like. But like
Yes.
I thought because like sometimes I think maybe like, especially as a babyface, Omega struggles to show real character, and I thought he did a really good job of it
He
here.
does a
I
little.
really liked vulnerable Omega here. It felt like a different side of him, and again, it felt more natural. It felt more real. Like I felt like this was if other than the fact that they tried to interview Omega beforehand, it felt like a conversation we weren't supposed to see, right? Like it felt like
Yes.
this could have taken place off camera.
Yes.
And it felt like a logical statement given like they both took crazy beatings at Dynasty and where they must be at after losing big title matches, right? So I thought this was really cool, and it kind of pushes them both in the direction of the world title scene, I think.
Yes.
Anyways, I thought this was a really good segment.
Me
Like it
too.
just felt real.
And I agree with you. I think sometimes Omega struggles sounding like a real person, and I don't mean that to sound as mean as it does, But yeah, this was like
This is definitely
babyface losers of their matches, commiserating backstage.
also like super hurt, right?
One's like past his prime and is starting to wonder if he can still do it, and the other one's trying to be supportive and whatever. Yeah, it felt like we're just sort of eavesdropping on a real moment between a couple guys at work, right? And I like that vibe too.
Yeah, I really liked it, and I'm interested to see where they go from here.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get Tommaso Ciampa taking on good old Wesley, Desmond Xavier.
That's right.
The Rascals. Ciampa knocks Xavier off the apron with a pump knee. We get a cutter from Xavier, then a series of corner strikes and a tornado DDT for 2. Nice rolling elbow from Ciampa. Xavier counters Project Ciampa and a Hurricane Rana for 2. Low-pace suicide dive from Xavier and a frog splash in the ring for 2. We get him jumping from the rope. Ciampa catches him perfect with a midair with a pump knee. That looked awesome.
Did.
Project Ciampa, another knee. Ciampa gets the win. After the match, he says this was the example. He's sick of waiting. He wants it all. He came for the gold, and whoever wins the world title match tonight, he's coming for him. It was like, I thought it was a solid team match. Dez was never going to win, but I thought it was a short one that made Ciampa look good. I feel like that was the goal, and I thought we accomplished it. But when it's the guys the size of Wesley who've been saying this, win with Project Ciampa.
Agree. Yeah, I thought cool match. Again, Xavier does not feel important in the grand scheme of things right now, so you knew he wasn't going to win. They didn't make this super competitive and long. It felt like the decent length Xavier got some stuff in, but Ciampa wins convincingly as he should, and then hopefully get some direction here for Ciampa afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Then we get a brief MJF Darby hype package. I think it was basically it was nothing new, but it's one of those things where we say like, if someone tuning in. Yeah.
If you're new or forgetful like me, I always appreciate these, and they do a good job of putting these packages together.
Especially with the finish of the main event, I do really appreciate the nod to their history because it really makes the finish feel like the full circle moment it's supposed to be.
Right, the going back to the I'm going to beat you with the headlock takeover.
Yeah, which I'll talk about at the end because I did love that. Then we hear from FTR. Dax says he's been reading the online chat and heard all the complaints. It seems like the fact that FTR won again has made everyone angry. He gets it because everyone loves an underdog story, but it's because it's relatable, and the fact is the fans are just losers. He says, speaking of losers, they gave Cope and Christian a brush with greatness, and as long as they air to the champions, they'll never get another shot. Stokely talks about the story of David versus Goliath and says FTR Goliath, and there's been a lot of wannabe Davids. He mentions Brodito, Bang Bang Gang, Bucks, Cope and Christian. And he says David gets bitched out every time. Tony Khan can bring in people from CMLL or New Japan, and they will all fall to FTR. Cash says they'd like to pay homage to Cope and Christian now that they've gotten rid of them, and they hold a moment of silence and then a 10-second pose for the benefit of those with flash photography. Nothing new here, but it was a solid promo. The flash photography that was funny. But we have Copeland speaking on Collision, so I imagine this isn't over. We'll set up our TLC match with the Bucks.
Yeah, it was a very standard heel promo. Brag about winning, put down the rest of the division, specifically mock Christian and Copeland. But like FTR are good at it, right? They're the old school team, so them just doing a standard old school promo makes sense, and they do it well.
They cut good promos, and I like them. So
they do well. Yeah.
We get new champ Kevin Knight defending the TNT Championship against Claudio Castagnoli. Knight's got like the blinged out version of the TNT title back where it's all glittery in the center instead of shiny.
I did notice a little different, actually.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. It doesn't really matter. It's not like it's his unique belt. They've kind of like, when it comes to the standard TNT title, they've kind of switched between the blinged out and shiny versions. So it's not like it particularly matters. It's not like Fletcher's pink strap one or something. It's not like one of the custom ones, but it's still neat, I guess. Knight he does that thing where like he runs on the floor, jumps up to the apron and hits a flying clothesline off. Body slam, standing UFO splash from Knight. Knight goes over the ropes with the flying clothesline to the floor. Bit of a struggle for Claudio to hit a pop-up uppercut from the top rope. It was a little bit of an odd spot, but they got there eventually.
Oh, out of the corner? Yeah, it was not the cleanest getting to that, yeah.
Knight goes for a springboard move, but Claudio catches him midair in a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, which he does so fluidly every time. It amazes me. Knight gets swung. He leaps the top rope, hits a flying clothesline. UFO splash for the win. Knight gets a mic and shows respect to Claudio. He says he's been looking good, feeling even better. He won the TNT title, but lost the Trios titles the night before. He tells Speedball to keep his chin up, not blame himself. He says sometimes you have to slow down and speed up. He talks about the main event tonight and says he wants to be Jet 2 belts.
I thought the match was good, and this is like Claudio's role, right? Like
it's bread and butter. Yeah.
He needs a quality defense. You got a high flyer against a powerhouse. Claudio's slowing things down. Knight's trying to speed things up. Good reaction from the crowd. I thought they were pretty into it. I thought a good match, not great, and the promo after is like everybody's got their eye on the main title still, right? So
yeah, I like
more of that.
Knight was kind of eyeing the world title beforehand, so like even though he just won TNT title, which I think it's a little odd for him to still go for the world title, but I mean it's fair game, I guess.
Yep.
But yeah, it's another solid match. Claudio's always looking like a beast, and I thought it was a solid first defense for Knight. I can see him having a lot of fun open challenge matches, so
Yep,
I'm up
for
for
sure.
this. Then we get to hear from Christopher Jerikovich.
Hmm.
Renee brings up what Ricochet said last week in the match at Dynasty. He says he lost because he was outnumbered 3-1. Ricochet comes out. He meant everything he said last week. Jericho didn't listen. He got himself hurt. He had Sway to take him out with his own move. Jericho wasn't a complete embarrassment in Dynasty, but he didn't do good enough to overcome him, so he should quit. He talks about Jericho's reinvention, says his new thing can be getting his ass beat by the Demand every week he shows up. Jericho says he appreciates Ricochet come out here bald with his henchmen, dumb and ugly, yada yada, a million times over. He wants Ricochet to face him one-on-one. Ricochet goes in to fight him. Goa end up attacking Jericho. They lay him out. So this really sucked with the delay. I ended up watching the end of this again.
Me too. Is this where the
even though
lag
I
hit
didn't
us?
want to. It's just where my feed picked up, so it's like I might as well.
I did too.
I thought Jericho was saying like every time he said Ricochet and then you say bald and then you say dumb and ugly for Goa, I was so stupid. It almost amused me for a second, but then he ran it into the ground immediately.
It's like a little kid when they don't get the joke's funny the first time and then they keep telling it and it's not funny.
Yeah.
And it becomes cringe.
I'm not surprised this feud's not done though.
Oh no, of course. But
it's Jericho. What do we expect?
So, and that's my fear now, is he's talking about being outnumbered 3-1. So he's going to get somebody, some poor sucker.
Another faction.
Correct. Even if it's not a faction, somebody's going to have to be aligned with Jericho for a bit. And we know that never helps anybody. And okay, you can say maybe this time Jericho's actually going to elevate people and get new talent. And maybe he will. No. But until he does, I have every right to be skeptical about that happening.
Yeah, there's been nothing but reason.
There's mountains of evidence to show that that isn't happening. So if it starts now, great. But I'm not confident it does. So the juvenile antics of a 50-whatever-year-old man, right? Just repeated the same stupid thing.
Agree.
Was not interested. Not a surprise, though.
Then we get Takeshita Okada from After Dynasty. Takeshita's walking by and Callis asks what happened. Takeshita says it was an accident, and he does like the "I'm so sorry," which Okada used to do. So I thought that was funny. Okada angrily throws his elbow pad and yells at Takeshita in Japanese. This is solid. We are going to get that match at Double or Nothing, so I'm super excited.
I think this, even though it was really quick, is cool because it's the classic like can dish it out but can't take it. Like you do the same thing to him that he's doing, and suddenly it's a big problem.
Yeah,
right?
I do like that. For
so Okada. It's kind of like he's that kind of guy, and Takeshita mocking him was good. So super quick. But I again, this has been one of my favorite sort of builds and feuds, and it's been very like just small little bits.
Like, at least since we went to All Out, so it's been like at least September, maybe August.
And we've loved it almost every little segment. It's not like it gets a ton of time, but what it does is quality.
They don't need a lot of time.
They don't.
They just like they don't even need to both be there half the time. Yeah. Like Okada can just do what he does, and then like it's so great. I'm really excited. It's gonna be great.
Me too.
And it's interesting that also Callis is keeping Takeshita in the family right now because like. We kind of assumed he would leave the family and then they wrestle, but like they're not doing that. So that's the kind of interesting part, I think.
And that's another wrinkle to the story, right? Is Callis kind of stuck in between? They haven't leaned into it too much yet, but
they haven't leaned into the Okada favoritism as much lately.
I agree.
Then we move on to Will Ospreay taking on a Callis boy. It's Hechicero.
My match of the night, I think here.
Really?
I think so.
I guess that makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
Holds encounters early on. Ospreay grabbing his neck a lot. He's like taped up way more after Dynasty, understandably so.
Yep.
Slingshot poncho from Ospreay. Spinning a hammerlock backbreaker from Hechicero. Followed by a step up knee to the back in the corner. That looked cool. Ospreay has a springboard forearm for 2, then a standing sky twister for another 2 count. Hechicero cuts off a hidden blade attempt with his head scissors guillotine. Looked nasty.
Especially for a guy who's selling an injured neck. Like, it looked awesome.
The way he took it was perfect.
Yeah.
Ospreay got a rope break on that. Hechicero blocks an Oz cutter, does the crazy turns into an armbar, then shifts into a triangle choke. Ospreay for the finish, powers out of that. Styles clash, hidden blade. He gets the win. After the match, Davis absolutely lays him out with a lariat, and then governs power driver nasty. I thought it was a great TV match. Moxley, that match only made Ospreay's neck an even bigger target. So Hechicero was a cool choice for someone to like kind of like
100%.
target that. He's
Exactly.
got such a unique offense, so he's always fun to watch. He was never gonna win, but he's a joy. I think. And Osprey gets a quality win. You had Shafir watching over Osprey too, which is kind of interesting.
Hmm.
Hints at that maybe
Yeah,
not
in the
being over.
crowd. Yeah.
And then I can't imagine Davis's long program from Osprey, but I can't wait to see them have a match again
And the
because they.
attack looked great. Like bare minimum, 2 heavy things and you're done, right?
And
Sorry, brief technical issues there, but we're going to battle through them and keep going on here. So we finished up talking about Osprey Hechicero. So go from there.
indeed. There's a quick promo from Willow, which what they said was from Dynasty, basically saying, like, if Camille wants a title shot, all she has to do is ask, and she'll kill her, come back like Sheeta and Nada, I guess.
It was a good, serious tone from Willow, right?
Yeah, it was good. I just don't care about Camille at all.
I agree. Love
Then
Willow,
we
though.
move on to Tekla cutting a promo from the crowd. Renee is speaking on the stage, and then Tekla just kind of cuts her off. She says Renee looks good, but nobody came to see her talk when the toxic spider's here, and she brags about being hater. She says this business is filled with dumb bitches, and then Alex Windsor interrupts, and she says she won't let Tekla waltz around here when she should beat the piss out of her. Tekla says she said the words dumb bitches, and Windsor appears.
Love it.
Tells Windsor not to blame her for hater and Osprey losing. I like how she brought up Osprey too. Windsor says she's a champion too, and in Japan they call Tekla the girl stupid enough to get herself fired. She says she didn't get fired, and then she's like, "Well, I did, but it's because they
Yeah.
couldn't handle me."
I love it.
And neither can Windsor or anyone else. Windsor says she'll hinder her right now. Tekla's like, "No." Windsor says collision, and Tekla says sure. Sisters of Sin try to take Windsor out, but she takes them out.
And I was so happy because I'm like, oh, the Sisters of Sin aren't there. You know, it's going
They
to
didn't
be.
really do anything, and they got their asses beat.
They did. Tekla's great. I texted
I
you.
like this. There was like she's got this strange confidence and charisma now. Like she's so much more comfortable, it seems, right? And like she's got an enjoyable character now. She's found her style.
It feels like she's had like a couple glasses of wine and she has whatever was holding her back before. Those inhibitions are gone and she's
I
just
like that, like they were
going
kind of
for
cutting
it.
each other off. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it felt like an actual argument, kind of. I don't know. It was kind of interesting.
Tekla's just so unique and energetic. I think like I said, she's on the mic. She's my favorite woman of 2026. She comes across like a little bit unhinged, a little bit like she's
almost.
saying things to amuse herself, whether anyone else finds it amusing or not. But I actually do. It's like she's just doing her thing, right? And it's connecting with me for sure. Her delivery, her choice of words, she's just different from everybody else, and she has like this weird energy. I really enjoy her, and Windsor is fine to play off her. She's really
I
straightforward.
thought she did a good job too.
Yeah,
like,
she's straightforward. She's more doing what is a standard promo. So she sticks up for her teammate, gets herself a title match, and Tekla's just is super interesting right now.
Yeah,
Despite having terrible faction mates I don't really care about.
agreed.
Yeah.
Then we get brief Death Fighters promo. Moxley says he likes to be surprised, but Osprey never surprises him. Shafir says he looked rough tonight. Moxley says maybe he sees what's coming, or maybe he's just lucky, or maybe he pays more attention than everyone else. He doesn't take pleasure in the suffering of others, although there can be beauty in it. He prefers life over death and light over darkness, but you don't get one without the other. He mentions Nick Wayne because they have an eliminator match on Collision. He says, "Leave your mom in the back," which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I like this. I like the whole like light and dark, pain, suffering thing, or like pleasure, suffering, whatever. Sorry, it was life and death, and then
Light and dark, yeah.
light and darkness. Yeah, I like that because I feel like it's kind of a way of explaining why he was kind of heelish against Osprey after being babyface after World's End. Like he's facing heel Nick Wayne, so is he like transitioning back to babyface? I guess like
Yeah.
his character is malleable enough where I think it works for him.
Malleable.
Like,
Oof.
yeah, like because like that's kind of been the Blackpool thing. It's like they kind of switch heel and face whenever they need to,
Mhm.
right? And it just kind of works because they're that kind of like hard nosed group. So I liked it. It's like, yeah, I can do the heelish shit, but I'd rather not.
Yeah.
So I liked it.
I thought it was a
well
good
done.
Mox promo, but then it was like, oh, it's to set up a collision match. Why was I paying attention? Because
I think the most of it wasn't for the collision. It's just like then they just kind of like flipped the switch. And
Right.
it was collision.
because it felt normally you can feel it when it's a collision promo, like
Because it was I feel like it kind of got tacked on.
and it was better than the normal one. So yeah, it was kind of like a good
Because I don't
Mox.
think the bulk of the promo was the collision setup. I think it was just like, oh, let's also do that.
Yeah, so he
You know what I
sounded
mean?
good
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Agreed. Then we get Willow versus Camille. Camille is targeting the arm a lot. Pounds from Willow. Camille's seated in the corner. Willow with the cannonball. Another hard arm wrench from Camille, goes for power slam. Willow counters, backslide for the win. It was fine. Like, they told a decent story going for Willow's shoulder, but I just don't have an interest in Camille. But for someone to tout as like this big, impressive giant woman, she's not that interesting. I would complain that like it's her first match back in like a year and a half or something that she lost, but I really just don't care.
And the problem for me is when I was actually watching NWA Power back in the day, and she's a really unique talent there. She's huge. She's a powerhouse, whatever. AEW has Megan Bain and the other
You
one.
have
And even sorry, wait. It is Lena Cross got there.
there you go.
Even Statlander, right? Like Camille
Statlander,
isn't a standout and she's not good enough in the ring.
She's not that good in the ring, no.
So it's kind of like we have people that do what you do way better than you, and we have multiple
We don't
versions
need
of it. So I'm not
Isn't she
sure.
the one that's with Latimer, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm not sure what she's offering that's we don't already have being done better. And
That's what I'm saying. She's Wardlow.
I really like Willow, so I'm not happy that Willow's tangled up in this right now. So hopefully,
This felt like a dismissal of that.
I hope so. Yeah. So yeah, this happened. That's about it.
Yeah. Then we get Sheeta and Statlander promo. Sheeta talks about what a great win that was for Willow. She talks about her and Stat winning a collision. They're going to team again. She says a lot of things in Fat Mace, and Statlander can't get a word out. Can't say that's a bad idea.
That's almost exactly what I said.
I wonder if Sheeta's being like insincere here though, and she's like secretly bitter about losing the her return match for the title against Willow. Like,
Yeah.
it felt like oddly chipper. I
Yeah.
don't know. So I'm wondering if that's the point of it. Like, it's like she's pretending to be like happy-go-lucky babyface. She's teaming with Statlander and Willow, but like secretly she's like pissed that she lost a title match. I don't know.
And the hint
'Cause
is that
otherwise, like, I
she
can't imagine what the point is.
she didn't even let her partner speak and then just walked
Yeah.
away. Which I
Yeah.
also noted was like that is a good
Which
idea
I
to
thought was
not
kind of funny. I'm
don't
not gonna
let
lie.
Stat speak at this point. Yes.
Which I don't like saying that because I love Stat,
but it's true.
yeah,
Don't let her talk.
It is. Darby Allin interview. He's walking backstage. Renee's catching up to him. He's about to speak. Sting appears. I do like that Sting's just letting the gray
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Sting asks if he's ready. Darby asks if he has anything for him. Sting says, "No, you know what to do. Go out and do it." They fist bump. Darby says, "It's showtime." Sting almost is like angry. Like he's like, "No, it's your time."
Yeah.
Like I liked it. It was a good babyface hype up. It's just like it was funny. It's like, no, it's not. But I thought this was a really cool bit. I personally don't care to see Sting, but I will say the 2 times this and Wrestle Dream, I think in the I Quit match, I think they've used him well since
Right.
the time. Like I'm as a person who's generally anti-Sting during his AEW run, I'm not mad with how they've used him.
But
since
you're
the time.
anti-Sting when it's a 60-year-old beating up like 3 guys in their prime.
Yeah, that's why I don't mind this. Like this is totally. I thought this was a great use of Sting. I thought it was like just a charming bit.
And I
like,
honestly think that we're getting in this all show with Darby. This is the real emotion of a guy who knows he's about to win the title and he's struggling to like contain. Because again, he's this small little guy who, you know, back in
he's
the
like
day
probably
couldn't talk really either.
Yeah.
And like, you're never going to make it. You're
I would even
160
say, like,
pounds.
Remember he used to do all the cool vignettes because he would
Yeah.
never cut promos? Like he's come a long way.
He has. And so I think we're seeing the real emotion of a guy who knows he's about to be made the top guy, right? And he's fighting to hold it together.
I will say I saw Meltzer. I'll mention it now, but I remember like Meltzer was like saying they shouldn't put the title on Darby because like they should the world title should always be in like your top 1, 2, 3, 4 guys, and that's not Darby. I'm like,
No.
You gotta change it up every now and then. And also, like Darby just deserves it. I don't care.
If
Darby
you do what Meltzer's saying, you end up with what was the problem with WWE for back in when everyone
Now.
loved it, or now. Like it's one of like 3 or 4 people. It's just gonna cycle around and it gets really stale.
It's been what? It was Reigns, Cody, Cena, Cody, McIntyre, Cody.
Right.
Is the lineage of that world title.
Or back in the day, it was Austin Rock, Triple H, Austin Rock, Triple H, Austin Rock. You know what I mean? Like,
it's ping ponging back to Hogan,
Undertaker. Like they're right. So pushing new guys through, having them break that glass ceiling is fine.
When Darby's been here so long, it's like been such a point that he wants to. Like I don't know. Usually I feel like Meltzer and Alvarez gave out decent takes. That one bugged me.
Yeah,
I'll say.
Yeah.
But anyways, we go to MJF Darby Allin for the world title. I will say I saw pointed out that when Sting won his first world title, Ric Flair wore baby blue.
Okay.
And that's what MJF was wearing.
Okay.
And because I thought that was really cool.
That's neat.
Anyways, yeah. So MJF hands his ring off to the ref, which is odd, but then he ends up just kicking Darby in the nuts.
So it made sense.
He gloats a bit, goes to the side, headlock takeover. Darby shoves him in the ref as she's like kind of shying away. Darby kicks him low. I wrote Darby instead of MJF. There we go. We get Scorpion Death Drop, Coffin Drop, Coffin Drop, Coffin Drop, Coffin Drop. Basically one from each corner. Then he picks MJF up, side headlock takeover, and Darby gets the win. We get a big babyface celebration with all the babyfaces in Sting as well. Certainly not how I expected the match to go. I've seen like some people love it, some people hate it. At the end of the day, I really like it. Just more so because I'm happy for Darby.
Me too.
It's been such a long time coming in. This is gonna be one of those replay moments forever for them, and
It
like
will be memorable. Like this guy who forgets everything will
yeah.
remember this, right?
This like it does feel like their Mick Foley moment away because that was a huge deal. Like obviously it's not like oh that'll put buttons like you're not flipping
Yeah,
channels and whatever. There's not that aspect, but it's like it's the scrappy hardcore underdog like finally getting his moment. And I really like that against like a bombastic heel, right? And Darby's also come to know MJF well over the years, so it makes sense he was able to outsmart him here. And I absolutely love the full circle moment of the finish because you talk about memorable. We still talk about that match with the headlock takeover to this day. And I
Yep.
just saw a clip like they've been doing this headlock takeover finish on like the indies since like 2018 or something. So this is like a long standing bit between them. But like, yeah, like that full gear match in what 2021 still stands out to me. And like MJF, I think beat Darby with the headlock takeover. Remember the four pillars four way?
Hmm.
In that as well, right? So I really love the full circle moment of that finish. Like you said, it keeps things unpredictable for the title scene, and he doesn't necessarily need a long run. Like I think I saw he's already defending against Ciampa next week, so it's not like I can't see him holding it. Maybe I could, but like I could see him losing it back to MJF or someone else at Double or Nothing,
Hmm.
which is fine.
Yep.
Like then we could get the full MJF Darby match there, and that's totally okay. But like for a moment, I thought this was fantastic, and I like they built it up really well throughout the show, like you were saying, like I, and like this is the second time we've seen MJF quote unquote squash this year, but both times they do it in a way that doesn't make MJF look super stupid, so it's okay, I think.
The only part I didn't like was him having to roll into position for the second and fourth.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
But
fair.
do you think, am I giving them too much credit? Do you think they've been setting this up by having the overrun consistently and a giant overrun one week? And if so, it's kind of genius. Like, because it's
You know
getting close
what?
to 10 and you're like, well, it
Right,
still
because
could be a
traditionally you would be look I know you would look at the time and you'd be like, "Oh, this is gonna be
it
short."
still could be a half-hour match because they've gone into
You know what?
overrun.
Yeah. Or like most of the first Omega Swerve match was overrun,
Right.
remember? We thought that was gonna be something.
So they've been
Um,
consistently overrunning, and one was
I
like a half hour.
I could see that being intentional,
And if
honestly.
that's
Like,
a detail, that's
that's a
pretty cool,
genius play. That is
right?
genius.
So I don't know if I would have made the choice to do it this way. I don't
I
really
don't know if I
have
would
a
have done it, but I'd
big
have never
problem with it, right? Because
Yeah,
again, we still remember and talk about like Lee killing Cody, right?
that's awesome. That was one of the best things
So
ever.
this is they built up to this like MJF's not doesn't even know that he has a match. He doesn't have his gear at the beginning. So now he gets a reprieve for like an hour and then he's going to have this match and yeah, Darby's willing to cheat. I don't know. It's a payoff of a whole bunch of different things, right? And again, MJF, I love he's a company guy. He's clearly down for this to happen, right? Like he's not refusing this to get squashed in the main event and lose
There's
the
a lot of
title.
people who would refuse this, I think.
So I'm fine with it. Am I a huge fan of it? Not sure, but it's definitely
It's just a
memorable.
great moment for Darby, and I think
For
at the end
sure.
of the day, I gotta love that.
Super happy for Darby, and if they did set it up with all the overruns in the past,
That
that's
is
cool.
that honestly, I could see them doing that,
Yeah.
honestly.
So really, notable main event. At least you can't deny that, no matter how you feel about it, right? Thoughts on the overall show this week? I'm interested.
So like I would say honestly having that overall Darby angle throughout the show does really help the show. 'Cause I
It
think in
does.
general it was a
It
really
makes it a
strong
very
angle.
memorable Dynamite.
Yeah, and I think like that ended up being really entertaining. I also really, really like that Omega Ospreay segment, even though that was short, so that was really good. Ciampa had a solid match. FTR promo was good.
I liked
Knight
Hechicero
had a solid
Osprey.
match. Hechicero Ospreay was really fun. The Jericho thing was a downer, but like Tekla was really entertaining. I say Jericho and the Willow match were definitely the downers, but like other than that, I think that keeps it from an A range for me. But I think it's a B plus show. 'Cause like we had a couple good
Yeah.
matches and a really fun angle, a really good angle throughout the show. I think it's got to be a B plus.
I
I thought it was a good show.
I was trying to decide between B plus, A minus, and I think you're right. If there was another really, really standout match somewhere in there,
Yeah.
because even though the main event is super notable and memorable, you can't say it was a good match, right? So
It was just finished.
I'm okay with the B plus as well, and it's And it's kind of interesting, like, where do we go now? Like, where do we go with Darby? Where do we go with MJF?
Yeah,
So it leaves me
exactly.
looking forward to next week, right?
Agreed.
Effective show. All right, hopefully our internet issues are over. We'll shift gears going into a little bit of trivia here, keeping with the WrestleMania theme for one more week. So we call it Off the Top of His Head. Okay, so I like the idea for this as long as AI that I use to make these trivias comes through, which it doesn't. So I feel like this one's really timely. You know how I like to be timely. So we've got worst WrestleMania storyline builds. I wonder why. How is that timely?
Can't imagine.
You could insert your rant here while we have internet if you want to make sure. But
Okay.
So worst storyline builds. Trivia edition it's called. So I don't know how. Let's see how we'll do it. I'll give you the event and we'll see if you can guess from there, and then I have other like brief description if we need it. So I guess I'll count down from 15. WrestleMania 18. That's going to be hard. It says a technically sound feud that got completely overshadowed by a different match on the same card. That's not the greatest hint. So Mania 18. Underwhelmed. Sorry?
Oh my God. Oh, I thought they cut out for
Me
a second.
too. What did you say?
Jericho Regal.
Okay, so they're saying Jericho, but they're not saying Regal. So
I think
18 was Jericho Regal?
I think so.
They're saying Jericho Triple H.
Let me see.
So you still got it right without even them knowing the match.
Let me see.
I feel like internet's going to cut out again. I may just call this episode, folks, if internet cuts out for the third time.
Oh, no, it was RVD Regal. So it was Jericho and someone else. Oh, no, this was Jericho Triple H. This one, I forgot.
All right, so you kind of got it right. I'll give you a half mark for that. WrestleMania 36. A feud built on confusing promos and stop-start storytelling during a chaotic time. Two wrestlers you really don't like. Lumbering oafs.
This is Goldberg and Strowman.
It is. The lumbering oaf got you there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I knew that one. That one wasn't the plan because it was supposed to be Goldberg and Roman, but then Roman pulled out because of COVID. And,
Oh, there you go. That's probably the chaotic time reference, I guess. These descriptions are not super helpful to you. WrestleMania 26. A returning superstars story. Why is that so hard? Superstars story feels rushed and lacks emotional connection.
Was it the Bret Hart thing?
Correct.
Bret and Redacted.
That's actually fair against one of the Redacteds, yes. WrestleMania 23. I'll narrow it down to storyline overshadows the actual wrestling with celebrity.
Lashley.
Correct.
I assumed it was going to be that.
Does this sound like you could put that description this year? Overshadows the actual wrestling with celebrity focus. That would never happen. They learned their lesson.
Yeah.
Never happen again. WrestleMania 31. Underdog story gets derailed by months of inconsistent booking and fan backlash.
Is it Roman Lesnar?
It is Roman Lesnar.
That makes sense. It's
Good
2015. It's Roman Reigns.
This is going well. I like this so far. WrestleMania 8. A dream match is teased, then randomly changed, leaving fans confused.
It's either Sid Hogan or...
Sid Hogan's correct. What was your other option?
Flair and Savage, because they wanted to do Flair Hogan, and then they ended up not doing it.
WrestleMania 20. Deeply personal rivalry reduced to uncomfortable, poorly received segments. That's not really that helpful.
Is the Jericho Christian?
It is the Jericho Christian. Who else was involved in there?
Stratus.
Right. I don't remember any of it, but that's what the details tell me.
Battle of the Sexes when they faced.
Oh, okay. WrestleMania 27. A bizarre feud involving commentary, emails, and a laptop.
Yeah, Cole.
Yep.
Cole Lawler.
It was awful. It really was awful. That's only number 8. I'm surprised. Number 7.
I guess maybe the build is not as bad as the match.
True, maybe. WrestleMania 25. A Legends showcase turns into a confusing, one-sided build with no real stakes.
The Jericho thing?
Yes.
It's Snuka, Piper, and...
Yep. Jericho versus Legends is how they described it.
I think the only thing that came out of that was good is that Steamboat looked like a beast, actually.
Right. I remember him coming back and looking good. Number 6, WrestleMania 35. The hottest star gets cooled off with suspensions, crutches, and unnecessary detours.
Yeah, Becky, Ronda, Charlotte.
Yeah.
That one was, except for there's that one segment where they're all handcuffed in the back of cars and they're kicking out the windows.
Oh my God.
That was cool.
I forgot about that build. Yes. Okay.
That was cool though.
The fifth, number 5, WrestleMania 34. A dominant monster refuses to lose. Yeah. Until a sudden flat ending with no satisfying payoff.
Yeah. That's the one where, like, I'm pretty sure that's the one where Roman, no joke, takes like 6 F5s.
Right.
And it's one of those matches where, do you remember that time? It was SummerSlam 2016 when Lesnar's like elbowing Orton in the head and he busts him hard way.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he did that to Roman's match too. Because remember, Roman like sprang a gusher in this one.
Nice.
And, like, yeah, I think Roman took like 6 F5s. One of them was through the announce table, and like everyone hates this match. Like, I think everyone hates that.
Sure. So far, this trivia has been locked in so far. Sorry, I'm just getting a text about, do I want Wendy's? Because your aunt's coming and bringing Wendy's.
Oh, bullshit. It's not fair.
So we'll
Actually,
see.
I think she did tell me she was going to go.
We'll tell the world my Wendy's order. When I eat Wendy's, it's rare, but I get the son of Baconator.
I think I do that too. I usually get that, and then I get like the chili fries. I love those.
And I get, what's it called? A Frosty instead of drink.
That's fair.
Okay. Number 4. WrestleMania 33. Do I even need to say anything?
Orton Wyatt.
Months of supernatural mind games, projected bugs on the ring, and confusion.
That is the best thing ever. Hey, it's either that or when the Fiend walks down a magic tunnel to unburn himself and then makes an entrance out of a giant Jack in the Box before getting distracted by Alexa Bliss's black goo on her face to one RKO.
To be fair, that black goo would be distracting.
Yeah, I feel like you have your female companion and she's just like, yeah.
Number 3, WrestleMania 32. Any guess based off that?
Roman Triple H.
Correct.
Nailed it.
Corporate versus chosen one, but the crowd rejects the whole story from the start.
See, that thing bothers me too, is because like everyone wanted Ambrose and he's my boy.
Yeah.
And then they stuck Ambrose in that street fight with Lesnar when Lesnar didn't give a crap.
Yeah.
And then the Roman. That's something we need to watch that show again because that's my first Mania.
Number 2, WrestleMania 29.
Is Del Rio Swagger?
It's not.
Is it Cena Rock?
It is, because if I give you the hints, it basically says once in a lifetime immediately becomes twice, with a forced rematch nobody was asking for.
I know they tend to go back on things a lot or like give it meaningless titles, but I do feel like it's funny they did once in a lifetime and then like they didn't even wait a year to like, maybe they do twice in a lifetime 2 years later. Like they did it the next year.
Run it back. Number 1, WrestleMania 27. Year-long storylines ends with a shrug. Guest host hijacks the main event build-up and nothing meaningful happens.
That honestly, yeah. And that's the one where Miz gets concussed. Miz doesn't even remember winning that match, apparently.
Is this the most accurate that AI's ever done a trivia?
I think it might be the best.
Those were all pretty much spot on.
They were all bang on. And my favorite ones are when it's like a bad match or from like a bad Mania. It's like you just say the Mania and I can just assume which match it is.
And I was proud of thinking of the topic. So that was, some of those, it was so obvious. I didn't have to give you any hints, which is always nice. Really displays your knowledge. Okay, so I think I'm not even going to cut between the next segment because we're seem to be fighting internet issues and I'm just going to roll while it's still going. So maybe I'll clean it up in post or whatever. So we'll transition into our last topic every week. It's where I think all we're going to talk about is probably NXT this week. And then you want to talk about some of the build to WrestleMania, funnily enough. So we'll do that now in our final segment called Highspots and Restholds. Okay, if I put any songs and stuff in there it was. So go ahead. I have told you that I don't even know. I don't know what the card is.
That's actually better.
If you want to go match by match, and we'll get my actual reactions to these,
what I'll do.
Because I know some, but not all.
I call this segment WrestleMania. Who gives a crap?
Fair enough.
Parentheses. I don't.
Do music. There, go.
There
you go.
There's my song.
There you go.
Okay, so night 1, we're starting off with, you asked me if he had a match. Boy, does he ever. It's LA Knight and the Usos versus Paul Theory and I Show Speed.
Don't care. I Show Speed. There's our first celebrity involvement.
I said I have no interest in watching Speed wrestle, and that's pretty much the only reason this exists. So, no.
Didn't I see a fake Uso attacking somebody on a podcast, too? You didn't see that? I think it was Jay.
Maybe.
Attacked
I saw
podcaster.
LA Knight attack Speed on his live stream, or Cody Rhodes like destroyed McAfee's studio. But other than that,
So we can't have actual
Speeds are at
tag
main builds, right?
can't have actual tag team matches. So staple a couple celebrities in, and away we go. I guess, right?
Yeah, why do a tag title match when you can just have I Show Speed and LA Knight in there and just, you know,
So
have
that
it
is
be a
on the
whole ball of
scale
fun?
of, let's say, 1 is I'm not interested at all, or 0 to 10. I would put that one at a
It's a 0.
1. I'll be
Actually
generous. I'll be
actually, yeah,
generous.
I'll give it a 1. I'll
Not
give it
your
a 1.
fault. I got to leave room to go lower.
That's true. Actually, like, because I haven't seen him wrestle before, I'll give it, like, a 1.5 if I'm gonna
Wow,
do that.
generous. Okay.
Like, Fatu McIntyre unsanctioned match. It could be a decent car crash, but I have long been soured on their type of no DQ matches. I will bet you any amount of money we will see no less than a kendo stick, steel chair, table, and a trash can, rinse, repeat.
Sorry, who was this? I was reading a text.
Fatu and McIntyre.
Okay,
In an ideal world, this is interesting, but
I
that's not the
like both of
world.
them, right? So my interest level is
I'd say it's above half. So like at baseline, I'm putting a 6, maybe.
I,
Yeah, like on the curve of main roster. But you gotta say like
for
the
sure.
most interested I could be in is
I
not
could
just
go a 7. I'm pretty interested. That's one that I will like kind of expect to hear good things about and might go back and check out,
I can't say I will.
Figured.
Vicaire versus Liv Morgan for the women's world title. Should be a solid match, but the way I've seen Vicaire's reign booked is meh. And I can't, as someone who's generally known for knowing things, I can't even fully tell you what the beef here is other than Liv won the Rumble. I
That's
don't know.
so I love Vicaire. I think she's like
Yeah,
amazing,
but
and
you love Vicaire when like she was booked better.
they've kind of dropped the ball on her and made her not. Her and Julia are like not. You made two awesome people not interesting, right?
Julia
So
is a champion and is not on this show.
my interest in this is like a 3,
Yeah.
and that sucks because I've come around on Liv.
Honestly, I'd say it's a 3.
Liv's good. Vicaire's
Yeah.
really good. I just don't care.
Yeah,
I imagine Liv wins,
terrible.
right?
Yeah. I don't even care,
If we
honestly.
were predicting, I say Liv wins.
AJ Lee, Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Elimination
1.
Chamber rematch boring. I don't really care about
1.
AJ Lee wrestling like most people do. I like Becky though.
I do
I
like Becky.
because I basically predicted how it's gonna happen and we know I'm gonna be right. I also say it's a 1.
Yeah.
I guarantee what I said was gonna happen will happen. I'm calling my shot. Jackson Legend defend the women's tag titles against Bella Twins, Bliss, Flair, Bailey, Lyra. I couldn't care less. It's a 1.
Well, 0.5.
Actually, yeah, no,
I'm not going to bottom out yet, but it's close.
Oh, I'll give it 0.5. Okay, that's fair. I like that. Rollins, Gunther should be sold in the ring, but the build is so last minute lazy that it doesn't matter. It means nothing, but I'll give this one a 6 as well because the match itself could be solid.
7 only because the match should be really good.
Cody Orton undisputed title. I didn't care about this initially. Then they threw in Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll, and it irritated me to the point where I don't want no part of this. This is a 0. I don't want to watch this.
0.
I actively don't want to watch. Like this build has made me so angry. Like if I wasn't already not watching the stuff, like the shows and the PLEs and whatever, I would be not watching.
This might be a hot take, but if you've seen one Randy Orton match, you've seen them all. So there is no draw there.
At least in the last like decade, for sure.
Cody still pretending to be babyface in this?
Yeah.
So then that hurts it. And then 2 celebrities that are going to have to wrestle a lot. So zero interest.
Not only is Cody pretending to be babyface, but Orton's healing it up and everyone loves it.
Right.
So
right.
And then now we have Pat McAfee, who we notoriously dislike.
And everything I'm reading and watching is from people I trust is saying that this has become about Pat McAfee now, right? That he has stolen all of the spotlight for this, which is maybe what TKO wants, to be fair.
Well, I'm sure it's what they wanted, but it's terrible.
It's terrible for people like us.
I absolutely hate it. Like, I actually don't want to watch this match. I don't care if people think it's good. I'm not gonna watch this match. It's just not happening. Unless like if people say it's so unbelievably terrible, maybe I'll watch it for the worst of. But like that's the only universe where I could possibly imagine watching this. But honestly, I imagine that this is gonna be we're gonna get a stinker in the main event for the second year in a row.
Amazing.
Because we had Cody and Cena absolutely stink out the joint with Travis Scott, and now you're just replacing him with Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee.
And they're actually going to wrestle.
Not in this one, but
Oh, they're
I'm
not.
sure they're gonna both. No, Backlash is the tag
Oh,
match,
sorry, my bad.
I think. But that makes me think like I don't know. Never mind. I don't care.
So 0.
Um,
We've gotten to 0 on night 1.
night
0
2.
interest.
Night 2, it's Oba Brock. Should be a solid hoss fight spectacle, but I just don't have an interest in Lesnar, and I'm afraid Oba's gonna get done dirty. So for me, it's like a 2.
I would say a 4 just because it has the chance to be a spectacle.
I just
And if
don't
Brock
care about
wins,
this.
it's like rip Oba. Like, I don't know why. If you really are building this, I don't know what universe. Well, the universe is Brock refuses, I guess, right? But
Dude, I literally just talked about he just like refused to do a fun street fight with Ambrose where he
right.
would have won anyways. Like if Oba's a hard hitter, like he's not gonna want to work with like I'm just afraid like the precedent has been absolutely set. Like you were talking with Jericho, the precedent's been set for like long, boring feuds. The precedent's been set for Brock to not want to like
Yeah.
he refused to work with people. At least he's working with Oba, but like the precedent's been set for him to refuse to lose. The precedent's been set for him to phone it in. The precedent's been set for them to put him over.
Yep.
The precedent's been set for them to falter with new talent. Like all the wrong precedents have been set.
So if Femi comes out of this looking good somehow, that is not
Then that's
expected.
a win. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
That's a best case scenario, but this is a company where I've been trained to expect the
So
worst
I'll say
and
my
deal
interest
with
is
it.
4.
I'm gonna say 2. At max, I would put it at a 3. Penta, Javon, McDonough, Rusev, Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio, ladder match. Not half the field doesn't deserve to be here, but it should be a fun match. So I'd put this one at like a 7,
Out of
probably.
context, sure, 7,
Yeah.
almost
Out of
8.
context, 7. Yeah,
Should be a really
absolutely.
good time.
Agreed. And also because that one requires no story, so I don't have to be angry at it.
Right.
That's actually terrible. But
Yeah.
like probably the match I'm most excited for is the one they didn't really have to
Yeah.
build.
And half the people shouldn't be in it. But cool.
Even like people I want to be in it. Like again, I love McDonough. He's one of my favorites. But,
Love Penta, you know?
yeah. Um, Cargill Ripley. The build for this one has been terrible, and Cargill can't go. This one's like a 1.
2.
I can't. I don't want to watch this one.
I don't either.
Sammy Trick Williams for the U.S. title. The feud's been weird since they're like crowd's been turning on Sammy. They could do a double turn here. Otherwise, who cares? I don't. This one's like maybe a 3.
I could give it a 6, just Trick in his first match, and I like Trick. I mean, he's not a dynamo in
I'll
ring,
go to a 4 then.
but it's time to push Trick.
That's a decent point.
Yeah.
I'll go 4. Demon Balor versus Dom. I think they should have teased the Demon instead of confirming it ahead of time, but they'll do anything to sell tickets at this point.
I just learned they confirmed it from your mouth right there.
Yeah, they announced it ahead of time. At least it means Balor will be wearing trunks and not his stupid jogger pants that make him look like an indie jobber. But
does knowing it's the Demon add a little interest to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I want to see the paint.
Yeah, fair.
But that I can do without watching the show.
I put it at a 5 for me.
I agree.
Because
I will give it a 5.
Dom's character work is
Dom's a decent. I'll give it a 6. I'll give them.
Dom's good in ring now. His character work is great.
Yeah, I'll give it a 6. It could be a solid match.
Okay.
I'm just like the feud's like because they kind of waited too long. Like I remember the plan was to do this at SummerSlam. They should have done it at SummerSlam. It should have been for the belt.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It should still be solid. Punk Roman for the world title. The Rinse Repeat build has been. I don't like. I don't care. I don't like Punk. I don't like him pretending to be edgy. I don't like Roman and him doing like these drawn out promos every week. Like every week though. Like not like literally every week.
Yep.
I don't care. This is like
I'm at a 4.
It's a point.
Wow. I'm at 4.
Care. I don't care.
I care very little.
It's weird. Like with the other main event, they messed up the build so much to where like I'm like, okay, I don't care at all. Like it makes me angry. This one, like they've overdone the build.
Yeah.
Especially because like they do the same thing every
They're
week.
trying so hard to make it epic, you know.
They're trying to like, oh, your dad's dead. You're old.
Yeah.
Your family's in like this. Like
there's Jack's recap of the feud.
Pipe bomb. Tickets.
They need to stop using that term, first of all.
Oh my, because like, it's like this, and then you see Punk did the Shield entrance. He came through the crowd. I've seen like it's like,
of course,
oh, they did the Shield power bomb to the table. Maybe they'll bring in the Shield chair. Yeah. Like it used to be cool when they would call back to the Shield stuff.
Yeah,
and now they've ruined it. They've ruined like
your favorite thing.
Like that's probably my favorite thing they did. Like when they were doing the Shield callbacks last year in the Punk Rollins Reigns feud, I was like, all right, some of that was cool, but like now they've done it too much.
Yeah.
Rollins has done the Shield chair thing to Heyman like twice this year. and they did the shield bomb and the shield entrance and the shield. I don't whatever. Like, I'm surprised Punk didn't come out wearing a tactical vest. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. This feud is so. It's such. The other one bothers me because it's main roster tripe and that like it's lazy. They're doing the wrong heel face dynamic. They're doing celebrity stuff. This one's main roster tripe and that's just like it's so overdone and over dramatic for something. It's not. I know the match isn't going to deliver. I know that they're doing all this epic build and it's just going to be this like okay for all that we said like Omega MJF was too long. At least the wrestling is still really good. The
Mhm.
feud was really good. And at the end of the day, like they can deliver some really like they can build up the pace that they want to. With this, I know it's gonna be a slow ass pace because Roman refuses to do anything else. And because furthermore, on top of Roman being like part-time slow, you have Punk being old slow. Punk's gonna do like he'll do his babyface comeback flurry, and guess what? He's gonna get winded. So now Roman needs to work slow again. And this one's gonna be like the show's gonna be 10 hours, and half of it's gonna be Roman and Punk just walking around, do. Oh, shield bomb, I'm gonna spear you, GTS guy, and a con of ice, and do my Macho Man elbow. And like it's just gonna be boring.
Over under on Superman punches, like 5.5.
That's what I'm saying. If a Superman punch, like you know how Brock would do like 16 Germans, it's like I think combined we could see 16 like Superman punch spears. Like it's actually gonna be, and but then like then the tribalists will be like complaining about finisher spamming in AEW when like I guarantee combined the finishers will hit double digits in this match.
And
Like it's not even a question.
so it's Roman slow pace, and then as you're saying, Punk is
Old
past his
man
prime,
Punk
and he gets blown up pretty consistently.
does. And not even like it gets blown up. Like it's really visible when he
Yeah,
gets blown up though.
it
Like
is.
you can tell.
If you're not a CM Punk apologist, you can notice he used to be. Was he ever the best in the world? Hell no. Was he really, really good? Yes, he was
He's had even
very,
that match in AEW that I
very
like, I'll
good.
admit it.
Yeah.
But like, oh my god, the fact that I mean, it's smart on his part, but his nickname is best in the world is absolutely laughable, especially this year. Like, I think people were talking about maybe with like the Braun Breaker match he had on the Stranger Things thing.
Hmm.
Remember that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
Great episode.
like or like the Balor match at Chamber, people were like, "Oh my god, Punk's still got." He's like, look at how good he still is." Like, no, no,
And again, out of context, comparing it to WWE stuff, it's easier to sort of trick
it's
yourself.
yeah, but even
But
still, like, just
compared
no.
to anything good,
I think one of the things I said with that was like he could not lace Fletcher's goddamn boots.
no, not at this point.
Like you showed me even like the one this year, the one last year was better. Fletcher Speedball.
Yeah.
Punk couldn't do that. Like if he came back to AEW tomorrow, one, I would like die. Two, he doesn't have a prayer.
What are people doing? There's people
I was gonna say
bowling
I could
above.
hear that too.
People are bowling above me or something.
But like Punk goes back to AEW. Like that was my complaint with Jericho. He doesn't catch up to nobody.
No.
Like this match, I can't even begin. Like this match is, I'm out. It's a like I don't know if I said 0.5 or 0, but either way, I don't care.
So the most interested is like a 7 for
It's
anything
a
between.
ladder match
Yeah.
that has no meaningful storyline built on it.
So yeah, that's our WrestleMania primer there.
Yeah,
We don't care at all. Never been less interested in WWE
Now we-
as I am
you
right
get to
now.
talk about non-main roster.
NXT really quickly because internet is spotty right now. So it's Kalani Jordan in the opener. She beat Jada Parker, 11-minute match. Kalani had pulled off the middle turnbuckle. I don't even think commentary noticed it. They made no mention of it. No. So Parker ends up running into that as she goes for a hip attack. Kalani split-legged moonsault for the win. Little bit clunky in parts. I find there is some of that with Jada, even though I love Jada Parker.
Yeah.
She's not always the most polished in ring at this
Oh my
point.
god, is this the first part of Revenge?
What's that? Oh, it is. It's
Yay.
Revenge Night 1 here. And so I guess Kalani does get her revenge because she lost the first one. She wins this one. Feels like we're getting a third one with probably some sort of stipulation attached, right? Which is fine. So match was solid overall, but there were some bits that weren't perfect. Shiloh Hill, we find out that add to his list of everything, he is a carpenter as well. He's building something for Tatum Paxley, he says. In the same scene, I think, as sort of Paige and Ricky Saints make up, they're kind of like settle their differences and seem to be a united front going forward from here. I'll mention them both. They don't happen back to back, but really good packages for Ruka and Zarya. kind of from their perspective, summarizing the whole events, but like from each person's perspective, right?
Okay.
So again, still doesn't feel like Ruka's 100% babyface because Zarya's perspective to me is easy to relate to, right? That's the whole like, I'm in your shadow, you get everything all the time, I support you, but I don't get any
I
opportunities.
guess in their mind like that, because like you could have that be heel logic if like it was conveyed differently. Because
Yes,
like you just saying that to me, I can easily imagine it being heel logic,
yes.
but
If
depends on
but
how it's
even
been
Ruka, like
presented.
again, I go back to Ruka that one promo that week. They weren't writing for her like she was a baby face. She was anyways, I don't know. It's still maybe there's a double turn. Doesn't look like it's coming, but we're definitely getting their last woman standing match is coming up at some point. Next week, I guess it is,
I
right?
think so.
We get a Joe Hendry concert that is mercifully cut short. He sings quickly about Tony D, Page, and Saints. He gets interrupted by Keanu Carver. Carver is being rocket strapped to this kid. That he gets to no
He's
sell.
the new Obafemi.
He no sells a guitar shot in this segment.
Ooh.
So he takes out Hendry. Security come out to help. Carver ends up spearing 3 security guards and Hendry through the barricade at the same time. So they're trying to present this guy as a monster. He's getting an established top baby face who is just champion. I feel like Hendry's here to put Carver over and then
Yeah.
disappear.
I
Although I
saw
say this
Hendry
all the
was in the
time.
Andre Battle Royal, and he was, he got the big entrance, and he was
Right.
doing all this stuff. And then I saw he like startled Kit Wilson. Kit Wilson trips over planking Johnny Gargano and eliminates himself
Oh
because
boy.
Kit Wilson's cursed,
Oh
and
boy.
also Gargano's still planking.
So I need to see some more from Carver in the ring, but this is NXT. It's kind of what it's for, right? So if Hendry can elevate him on the way out, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit early for Carver in this route, but again, his presence, he is definitely a presence. Um, and I was okay with the concert being cut short. That gimmick has kind of run its course for me. It was
I mean, what
cool
is
in
it about that
TNA.
gimmick?
The first few in TNA were really cool because you could tell Hendry was in charge of it and
Yeah.
was the visuals with
Yeah, when
it.
you could do like the visuals like for
Yes,
Cardona or Top Dollar, right?
that
Like
stuff was
I
good.
remember seeing those on Instagram. I thought those were kind of funny.
And now I feel like it's being written for him by WWE, and they're terrible at writing
It's
things.
gotta be.
So, what do we get? Callie Armstrong debuts. She beats Skylar Ray, surprisingly competitive 4-minute match. When Armstrong comes out, she has some charisma. She's sort of got some gesturing and dancing and whatnot. She reminds me of kind of, I don't know if this is an apt comparison or not. She reminds me of Booker T a little bit in that sense. She is really impressive, explosive athlete, good presence and
Mhm.
energy. I could not understand why Skylar Ray got so much in this. She's like an 80-pound woman, and this was only like 4 minutes probably, but they gave her a ton of offense in this, as much as you can in 4 minutes. I was a bit confused by that. So Armstrong's finisher is like Braun Breaker running the ropes, and she is super fast because she was a track person, right?
Yeah.
Into just a
I've seen
shoulder
her run pretty
a
fast 'cause I've
shoulder
seen a couple
tackle.
of clips of her on Evolve, I think.
Yeah. So I really think they might. She's someone to watch because I find she's got some charisma and just a super impressive athlete and a physique. So we'll see what they can do with her. Tony D'Angelo or Tony D defeated Ethan Page in 12 minutes, successfully defend his NXT title. I think this was my favorite match on the show. I thought these guys did a lot for an NXT TV match that only got 12 minutes. Um, Notable things, Ricky Saints is looking to interfere and somebody reach, like just a pair of hands reach out from under the ring and drag him under. I don't know if you saw this. And then Shiloh Hill comes out the other side and he has like
Oh, I did, yeah,
tied Saints by the ankles and literally just drags him up the
like dog
ring,
ties them or whatever.
yeah, away. So kind of cartoonish, but it gets
A little
Saints
bit.
out of there at least. So and then obviously Tony gets the win. The title gets involved. Ego's edge on the title for a near fall. Lots of suplexes, some good flurries from Tony, to be fair, in this. And then he walks the barricade, spears Page onto the announce table. The table doesn't break. Back in the ring for the dead to rights, which is his big spinebuster finish. So I think it is it's like the choke spinebuster, I think, is that one.
Okay. Which is
Um,
basically what Hendry does.
yeah, it is very close to the standing ovation. Very good TV match. Solid first events for Tony D. Saints being removed makes sense. Page loses by himself, wondering when Page goes up to. I keep saying this. Hendry has to go. Page has to go. kind of want Hendry to go, don't want Paige to go because then I
Yeah.
won't see him. But
Paige at least helpful, right? Like,
yes, Paige is great for NXT. Miles Bourne gets an in-ring promo talking about how Dion Lennox ruined his moment after winning the title, so Dark State is not safe when Bourne's around. Dark State comes out. Lennox says things. Bourne says Lennox can have a title match if he wants one, but if Dark State takes out Bourne, like it's looking they might here, then they might not get that opportunity, right? If you guys come in and injure me, like you're not going to get your match, which is fair. So then Saquon Sugar says that Bourne is misinformed. There is, because, it was Bourne refers to Lennox being the leader, so then that pisses
I
Sugars,
did see the clip
right?
of that, yeah.
So Sugars is like, there is no leader. Nobody cares about a title match. Dion said that don't talk about this right now. And the best thing for their future is winning for Dion Lennox to win a singles title. So I'm not sure where the logic is there.
Someone gets the title.
I guess they're higher profile if someone's a champion. Anyway, Sugars goes into the ring. Bourne hits the Bourne again to him, and then Dion Lennox and the rest of Dark State are trying to calm Sugars down, basically. And then later on, Dark State are backstage. Lennox and Saquon again are arguing about what happened. Sugars calls Dion selfish. Dion says he's not changing the plan. Good old Cutler James, they let him speak for some reason. He tries to play peacemaker, says they need to stick together. Lennox says they need gold to get to the top of NXT, and this is their only shot, so why risk it? And for me, the most interesting part about all of this is Saquon Sugars, because I don't think that's supposed to be the case. I find Bourne and Lennox are both like, they have some talent, but they're kind of bland, and I don't really care what they're doing. And Sugars has way better energy. He's more compelling than the other two. Too bad Dark State just hasn't been built into something better, because
they clearly wanted it to be, but
yeah,
it was
so
never gonna happen.
And then the fallout between these guys should be more interesting than it is, because it is kind of cool, but it's like Dark State hasn't really been impressive. So how much can I care if the faction falls apart, right? But to me, Sugars is looking like the one I'm by far most interested in for this. EK Prosper, I texted you, my boy Dorian Von Dukes debuted, and he's kind of cool, actually. Like, unironically,
I've heard good things. Yeah,
he is. I've seen other people compare him to Pac, so it's Timu Pac at this point. And even if Dukes might, but it's this. I thought it was more like a more apt comparison is, oh my God, what's his name? Fabian Eichner. What did he become?
Oh, Giovanni Vinci.
So it's kind of like he hits like a heavyweight but moves like a cruiserweight is the idea. So he's a short guy DVD, as they're calling him, Dorian Von Dukes. There is even slight DVD chance coming. So he's short but like jacked, and he does fly around a little bit. He actually missed a really big shooting star that looked kind of cool. Prosper immediately followed up with a moonsault. Prosper gets the win, so he will now face Lexus King for the speed title. It's cool. Von Dukes looked cool. Prosper doesn't really grab me, to be honest. I was more impressed with Von Dukes here, and not just because I think the name's hilarious, and I've been on board.
That got you in the door, though.
It did get me in the door for sure. Then we got what I thought was a great Chronicle vignette for Layla Gray. Damn, there it is. Kendall Gray. She loved wrestling growing up. She was going to shows. Her and her brother would fight over who could be John Cena. Man, I'm getting super uncomfortable in this chair for some reason. My back's bugging me. Sorry, so I'm shifting around a lot. She would fight with her brother who could be Cena in the video games. She came to NXT tryouts at that point. She was barely over 100 pounds. Talks about her relationship with Ren Sinclair really helping her out. It's just kind of exactly what we've needed for Kendall Gray, right? Really good in the ring. Like, I think for the time she's been in pro wrestling, phenomenal in the ring. But they needed to flesh her out. So this is like, hey, she's a real person. She had a family. She's loved wrestling. So I think there's another part to this coming. I think they're smart enough to go, we really have something with this woman. We need to now get her character and get her sort of something, right? And which I've been saying for months at this point. So it sounds like they're on the right track with her, which is good. And I thought this was a really good package, and it feels like it was part one of it, I want to say. I'm not sure if they said it directly or not. I don't remember.
Usually they do specify, because I remember them doing that back.
And I think they might have. Tatum Paxi gets to choose the stipulation for her match against Monroe. And did you see what Shiloh Hill was building for her?
Yeah, we talked about it already.
Yes. Casket match, so we're getting that. I said before, I don't have much faith in it being super exciting. It could be. Paxley's kind of a cool baby face, and the dark gimmick, like the whole casket fits her because her finisher is, in fact, Cemetery Drive.
I did see, yeah.
And she's going to send Monroe to hell because that fits the Monroe Woman from Hell gimmick too. So fine idea, but again, in terms of them executing a casket match, not super confident, right? Lola Vice in the main event successfully defended her NXT championship against JC Jane. No surprise. 11-minute match. Fatal influence interference kind of backfires. Lola ends up ducking the Jane rolling elbow, hits her own back fist for the win. I thought a good match, though. These two... JC Jane's good, man. I hate to say it. And she has the look of a very hateable heel, right? So I don't know if she can ever be a babyface.
But it doesn't need to be.
She doesn't need to be. I think she'll have a long career. So... Lola celebrating with the title, and then we see Callie Armstrong, Kendall Gray, Izzy Dame, and Zarya all are sort of out, sort of telling us this is the women's division going forward, right?
I will say it's nice that JC Jane finally found her shtick, but it's funny because they had that policy in development where it's like, oh, if you're here for longer than a year or two, meanwhile she's been here since 2.0.
I forgot about that. They clearly don't follow that at all.
No. Not anymore, like that, because that was a 2.0 rule, so maybe that they laxed on that.
No, obviously. But they did it after that too. I feel like it was not long ago in the news we were talking about they're going to pare it down to like you're here for a bit, and it's either we're going to like cut you or push you, sort of thing.
Yeah, or put you up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely didn't think JC Jane would be the one to survive Toxic Attraction. So,
do I think she'll be killing it on main roster? No, but she could be a upper mid card heel forever there.
Yeah.
Right? Forever. So she could have a long career. NXT, so that was it. It was good. I mean, I really liked the Paige Tony D match, and the main event was pretty good as well. And then like the segments for Zarya and Sol Ruka were really good, and the Kendall Gray. So like I said, the women's division is really good and really interesting and gets a lot of attention. And then everything else is kind of there, right? So not a bad NXT this week. And I think that's it, right?
I believe so.
So go Raptors go. Obviously, everybody get on board the Raptors bandwagon. You know Jack will be. He loves sports, loves the basketball.
I'll watch that before I watch Mania.
Absolutely. You would, actually. That's probably true.
There's a decent chance, I'm not lying.
They play at 1 today, so their game is on right now. So I'm going to go watch that later. But anyways, we'll wrap it up there as someone's breaking into the studio. It's your aunt dropping off food for me.
Hi, Jack.
Oh, my goodness. Here we go. There she is.
Not on air.
She's trying to get on camera here. Oh, God. Guest appearance. There you go. Thank you. We're just wrapping up. I'll be up in a minute. Okay, so we will wrap it up there. That's the end of episode 300 as Jack is
300 special.
Horribly embarrassed. But I'm assuming there's only a handful of people still tuning in at this late in the episode. So we'll be back next Saturday, everybody, for 301. And until then, take care.